What's up, everybody? You're listening to Roundtable Wrestling Radio for Tuesday, August the 15th, 2017. I'm Joe 924 with me as always from Crazy York.
The one, the only, the Byron.
From Bronx, New York City.
Innocent, a.k.a. Big O.
And we are a couple of days away from the second biggest pay-per-view. And by the way, a new record for the most matches ever in history.
How many matches is there? Because I keep hearing about people saying it's going to be like 9 hours.
I believe it's like 24,000 matches right now.
Yeah, that's a lot of matches, dude.
It's a lot of matches. WrestleMania 3 is actually telling SummerSlam, what the fuck are you doing?
And actually, we saw some of the matches, half the matches, actually, half pay-per-view.
So
in this week.
So dumb.
Oh my god, yo! You know, I haven't been on here for a couple of weeks, so can I just complain about a couple of things that I haven't complained about?
Sure.
No, I'm serious because the last time I was on, Nakamura wasn't the number one contender. The last time I was on, things were headed in the right direction, and then when I got off, all of a sudden, I'm like, what the fuck is going on over here? Nakamura is fighting Jinder Mahal, and Mahal has a problem with the United States, but you put a Japanese wrestler to fight him? Like, you have two international guys? Like, I don't understand that. Like, I just don't understand it. I really don't. And look, I'm a Nakamura guy, but you don't put the man in the fucking ring 2 weeks into his fucking Smackdown and get the WWE title. And if you do that, you don't do it with Jinder Mahal, for God's sakes. And then, I think 2 weeks ago, I don't know if it was 2 weeks ago, maybe it was last week, Randy Orton, Mahal, singles match, Orton beats him clean in the fucking middle of the ring. I'm just starting to be like, okay, maybe he is the WWE champion, and then you do that shit. It's just horrible booking, dude. Horrible fucking booking.
Now that you put it like that, like this has to be one of the weakest WWE titles defenses in SummerSlam ever.
Ever. Like, I don't understand the, normally WWE, even though we don't understand them, they always have, like, some kind of a reason, okay?
To be honest, today's back and forth promo did not help at all, man. It was so bad today. I'm not gonna only Nakamura, but it just helped. It did not further. I thought this little segment was gonna maybe further and make me a little bit more excited for Sunday. But God, it was bad.
Last week was way better when they had Nakamura in a room and he wasn't talking as much and he got some point.
I'm trying to tell you, they need. I don't know why do they insist of having this guy go do back and forth with people.
He doesn't have to
do this.
He doesn't have to do it. What they did last week was perfect. Him sitting down and getting to the point. That was perfect in my opinion. I like that personally.
But we want equality. Like, come on, man. Like,
look at the backwards. I mean, first of all, again, Nakamura should not be in that situation in the first place. That's number one. Number two, you have this is the second biggest pay-per-view of the year. It's God knows it's going to be 6 hours. And then on Monday Night Raw, you have two of the matches. You have two of the matches. One for the cruiserweight title, which there was a new champion last night, and then the other one, Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt. Matches that are supposed to be at SummerSlam. Reasons why some people are ordering SummerSlam, you just gave away for free. And now I don't give a shit. And by the way, what did I tell you about the whole Finn Balor turning into the demon? And that's when people care. All of a sudden, everybody was cheering, and it was like...
Yeah, the minute I seen the fake blood or whatever the hell that was, obviously it was too thick to be blood, but I don't know. The minute I seen it, it was pretty a giveaway. Like, okay, that means he's going to, turn into the demon. Like, out of all colors, he's going to paint him red. It's so obvious. You know what I'm saying? It couldn't be blue or something else. Like, since when Bray Wyatt was associated with blood and stuff like that, So the minute he did that, it was pretty big giveaway. About the cruiserweight title, I don't understand it. If you're gonna give away a moment like that, first of all, it was way too soon for Akira Tozawa, whatever his fucking name is, Tozawa to become the champion. Way too soon.
Actually, I think his official name is Ding-a-ling-a-ling-ging-ging-ging.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm starting to warm up with him. I like the whole Titus Worldwide, but I felt like it should have been a little bit, maybe in a couple more months. But with that being said, why did they do that Monday? I have no idea. They should have saved it for SummerSlam. Not at all.
But you're not upset also that they did Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor before fucking SummerSlam?
No,
Like,
because I kind of figured the reason why they did it. The minute I heard it, I said, okay, this is
do that,
gonna be.
but dude, you could do the same thing in a promo or in a segment. You don't have to have these guys have a match.
And then the fact that Bray Wyatt beats him clean, which Bray Wyatt has been actually getting wins. With that being said, nobody still cares about Bray Wyatt. Like I don't know. I mean, as far as on my end, I don't really care about him anymore. I think it's already too late.
And I'm sticking with what I said a couple of months ago, and I said this a long time ago actually, that nobody cares about Baylor either until he's the Demon. That's the only time people care.
You really think so? I think people care.
I absolutely think so. 100%. Where's Byron?
I'm here.
What do you think about it? Don't you find it odd that Baylor says Demon and everybody was like, yeah?
Well, I'm with you on the whole thing where they didn't have to fucking make a match for him. It's just stupid. It's just a waste of time. And who the fuck wants to see that now at SummerSlam? Just because of the Demon thing? It's a stupid way to do it. You could have done it. No,
I'm sorry, but a couple of weeks ago, in a promo, Baylor said he doesn't care about winning or losing. That just killed him too, by the way.
And they could have done it in a promo. Easy way to do it. He could have said some shit to him or he could have said something followed by his fucking mom, or I don't know what the fuck, but something besides getting into a fucking actual match just to bring the Demon out at SummerSlam, which is the corniest way to fucking do it, and it's a waste of time, man. So now we're gonna now we have to suffer of watching this shit.
Yeah, now because he paints his face. Now that he paints his face red and puts a dreadlock wig on, I'm supposed to care now. Like,
exactly. Believe it or not, people will care though.
People are gonna care. Let me tell you why they're gonna care. Because it's a spectacular thing to look at a live event and to see it in person. But other than that, you having the
but the way that WWE makes it seem, they make it seem like the minute he puts that wig on his head, he becomes a Super Saiyan. Like, come on, man. Like,
no, he's the same character. It's the
same guy, the same move. He just comes out crawling and
he's just painted up. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
By the way, I said that when he had one of his matches with Neville in NXT. I said, why? I don't understand the whole Demon thing. Like, he does the same shit. The style.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the difference? I don't understand.
I really immortal. He still feels every punch. Like,
said, it's all about the entrance. That's all. That I'm telling you that's really why people care about Finn Balor. They don't tell me a Finn Balor match in WWE that you can remember. None, right? None.
What, like a really good match?
Really good match. Finn Balor match.
I mean,
I think it was a 3 or 4-way when Samoa Joe beat him.
I liked the match with him and Kevin Owens in NXT. But
okay, that's not WWE though.
That was about 2 years ago. So I mean, I don't know.
Exactly, but that's my point. Is that Finn Balor is all entrance? I'm telling you, he's all entrance. And by the way, I'm not saying that that's what he really is, because we know from the independents and from Japan and whatever that he's not like that. He can have spectacular matches, but in the WWE, he is all entrance. That's it. Once that bell rings, that's about it. Undertaker, by the way, you got to give this man credit, because when that first happened in 1990, I thought that was gonna, as a kid, I'm like, oh, he has a cool, scary entrance, but, and luckily he managed to evolve and survive. Finn Balor, on the other hand, I don't see him going past that. I really don't. I could be wrong, but
it's been done. It's been done so many times after The Undertaker. That's the only reason why he's destined to fail. You know what I mean? Like, we had the Hardys. What
they should have done is that they have Bullet Club members in the fucking WWE at the fucking same time, okay? Yeah. And that's what they should have done. That's what they should have done.
Baylor Club shirts should have actually called
the most, by the way. Baylor Club shirts sell the most. There was a WWE show recently where there was more Bullet Club shirts than there were WWE shirts. I don't know if you saw that report.
Yes, I did, and I understand why. I've been watching New Japan little by little, and I understand.
Exactly. Thank you.
I mean, the fucking matches over there has been phenomenal, man. I can't wait to talk about the 2 matches that I seen, man. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, I've been getting into it actually, believe it or not. But how is nobody going in the office and saying, look, this Bullet Club thing is kind of like, this is the shit right now. Let's rip it off.
But let me ask you a question. Do anybody got like the rights to the name Bullet Club, to the fact that WWE can't use it, or can they use it?
Baylor Club. You could use Baylor Club. Baylor's the leader, and he has Anderson and Gallows. Easy fix, right there.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't understand why they haven't done nothing with AJ, nothing with Baylor, nothing with Anderson. They throw the hints, they throw the hints out there, but they don't do anything with it. That's a money making. If the t-shirts alone will make you money with that, and Anderson and Gallows aren't doing anything. They've gone to the wayside. Unfortunately, the Hardys are also on the wayside because of the fucking revival. So everybody's not doing something right now, and it's going to be a clusterfuck if matches are not cut on Sunday. It's going to be an utter clusterfuck. It's going to be one quick match after another. I'm telling you. Randy Orton is going to just do the RKO. We all know that. That's end of Rusev.
I think tonight was like the first night that I actually like kind of get popped for Randy Orton in a long time with that RKO out of nowhere.
You know why they're going to do that? Randy Orton did the favor for Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam last year, which is why he won the title and had those horrible programs. And Randy, is owed one basically, and he's just going to RKO Rusev at SummerSlam. That's it. Mark my words.
Poor Rusev.
I haven't been on, so I want to talk about a couple of weeks ago with the Nakamura and John Cena. This is another thing that I want to complain about. Okay, first of all, John Cena, no matter what anybody says, is the Hulk Hogan of this era. No matter what anyone says,
but he could wrestle way better than Hulk Hogan.
Right, but my point.
Don't talk about. First of all, don't say that. That's one.
No, but my point being is that that's a money match. Okay, they just did an Austin Brock situation. If you recall, Austin walked out because they wanted to do a King of the Ring fucking qualifying match against Brock Lesnar in the middle of Raw without promoting it. You have John Cena and Nakamura, and by the way, the match was not very good in my opinion. I know people were like, "Oh, that was an amazing match," and this and that. I saw the match, dude. It wasn't that great.
It was okay. It was.
No,
I thought. Listen, I thought it was
going
to be. Yeah, no, I thought it was going to be better. But to be honest with you, that wasn't bad for compared to other matches Nakamura has been having. I think that was one of his best ones so far on SmackDown.
I think that's more who he's in the ring with, the aura, not the match.
You don't think the match is good at all?
No, for a Nakamura, John Cena, what those two guys are capable of.
Listen, no. I'm going to tell you
honestly,
something.
I'm going to be honest with you.
I'm going to tell you something real quick. First of all, I haven't seen Nakamura really put a fucking 10-star match in a long ass time.
Exactly what I was going to say.
So I have to fucking say that.
That though.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you this much. Cena's been putting on a lot of great matches since who the fuck knows already. Yep. So I can't really say it, Nakamura was the guy that, he was the guy in that match. I think the guy who really carried the match between both of them was more Cena because he was the more popular guy, as the hated guy, but he's the Hogan of this era. And on top of that, he could keep up with Nakamura and he could pull out other things.
And that's why I was disappointed because he didn't do any of those things.
One thing I noticed about Nakamura, I don't know. I don't know if the back is telling him this, and I don't know if y'all noticed it. But have you noticed like Nakamura's like his moves doesn't seem as brutal as it was like in NXT? Like it seems like his knees is completely missing the face when he throws it. It seems like somebody's like taking it easy and he's just taking it a little too easy. That doesn't look good no more.
Well, I'm gonna tell you. Well, it's better.
About that, by the way, that he's not doing the Japan stuff, and that could be a combination of he's in the WWE, he's probably nervous. And by the way, look at it from Nakamura's point of view. This guy lives his entire life in Japan. He moved to Orlando. He's a foreigner, and he doesn't really speak English. He does, but he doesn't also at the same time. And he's also nervous. He doesn't want to hurt anybody. And stuff like that. So you can't put that on Nakamura because you rap with WWE.
No, wait a second. If you think about it, if somebody was in the back telling him don't do those kind of moves or whatever, he kind of proved to that person in the back, that don't do those moves because he dropped Cena on his fucking head.
Nah, he didn't.
Well, I can't. Wait. I cannot blame Nakamura for that. I totally blame John Cena. All right, John Cena did not get. John Cena did not jump up in the air high enough to do that.
Okay, now I'm gonna look at that.
Thank you for saying it because every wrestler that I've heard has said the same thing.
All right, I don't remember, so I'm gonna look at it again and I'll tell you.
It looked like John Cena thought he was gonna get like a belly to belly to back or something like that.
Yeah.
A backdrop, that's what it seemed like he thought it was gonna happen. But
that was the exploder. That was supposed to be the exploder, and every exploder, the guy flips over completely.
Okay. So let's just say, you guys are right. Let's just say that, right? But still, they're not gonna blame that on Cena. They're gonna blame it on Nakamura. You know what I'm saying? And I heard Vince was pissed off about that.
Yes, I heard
he was very upset at Nakamura.
But it's not Nakamura's fault though.
But they're gonna make it seem like it's his fault because they're not gonna blame it on John Cena.
Technically, it was John Cena's fault.
I think I think it was a combination. Honestly, in my personal opinion, and I know people have said, "Well, you've never been in the ring." I get it, but I'm just saying from what I've seen, and also from other wrestlers, Jim Ross, Steve Austin have backed him up. Lance Storm have backed him up. Edge and Christian have backed him up. Now, if you don't want to take my word for it or always word for it, what about those guys? They've been in the ring. So if everybody's saying the same thing, it can't be a coincidence. You think everybody got on the phone with Nakamura and said, "Hey, we're gonna make sure that you're covered on this, pal." Come on, man. That was a combination.
Which is a hard thing, and I think the language barrier has something huge to play with it. Maybe Nakamura couldn't tell him. Maybe he doesn't know how to articulate himself to say, "Listen, you got to do you got to do a flip."
I disagree with that because if you watch that match with AJ, and I just did over the weekend, that's a work of art.
But AJ, he was in Japan for how many years? I'm pretty sure he picked up on something.
Right. Okay, but AJ, I'm sure speaks as much Japanese as Nakamura speaks English. You understand?
But that's what I'm saying. He must know the simple wrestling terms in Japanese. Is what I'm saying. I don't think Cena probably knows anything.
Nah, I'm sure Nakamura expressed it in English, and I'm sure Cena got it. But it was just an error. Look, wrestling, when it's live, especially, has errors. You telling me that there can never be an error? There has to be an error once in a while.
Of course, there's going to be an error, but I'm just saying that move, like you said, he always hits it all the time. And for John Cena to do it, something would be wrong. But thank God John Cena's.
And my point, by the way, about bringing up Wrestle Kingdom 9, I believe, or 10 with AJ is that watch that match before you judge Nakamura. What you're watching is Nakamura WWE, and what you people have to understand is that when you get to the WWE, especially, by the way, this WWE, this is not the 1980s, this is not the 1990s, this is not even the early 2000s. This is a corporate, don't make a mistake, watch your P's and Q's company. Okay, this is not the same WWE that we grew up on.
It's definitely not.
You can't blame Nakamura from who's. By the way, this is not the prince of strong style. This is not second in line of strong style. He's the king of strong style.
No, he is the rock star. That's why he's barely hitting knees now.
I'm just saying, like that's what he was known as in Japan. You take a guy who was known for strong style, you put him in a company that doesn't accept that. What do you think is going to happen? I mean, there's going to be a barrier at first.
Now, at this point, I don't want to see some of these New Japan wrestlers in WWE no more. I don't want to see Kenny Omega. I don't want to see Okada. I don't want to see many people in WWE. Leave them where they are because
and by the way,
if I want to see them soften up, oh man,
and by the way, another great example of this is CM Punk. CM Punk said it himself on his own podcast about this kind of stuff.
I didn't even know he had a podcast.
No, I'm talking about when he first left, and he did that 2-hour podcast about all the reasons. This is what CM Punk explained it very well. In case you don't take our word for it. Wrestlers have repeatedly on this show said over and over again, it's a little bit different. There's politics. There's a pecking order. There's if you're not a superstar, you're fucked. Basically. There's a lot of things that go into this. It's not just Nakamura's out there and he's from Japan and blah blah blah. No, there's a lot of things. So that's why John Cena, by the way, when he got up and said, "You don't have to say sorry." John Cena said that. Why would John Cena say that in the middle of the match?
John Cena is a good guy like that. I don't think he was going to hold any grudges. And he knew he was okay, probably.
Exactly.
But still.
I just think, we need to cut some slack.
I'm sorry. Don't have to say sorry.
I really, truly believe. By the way, this is the real first, star of New Japan to make it to the big time in WWE. We haven't had a New Japan guy really make it to the WWE in the main event.
Talk about a Japanese guy because AJ Styles was from New Japan. I mean,
he's not from New Japan.
There.
He's not from New Japan.
He came from over there. He came from over there when he was on top.
Yeah, but he's not from New Japan. Oh, he's from fucking TNA.
All right, bro. So where did Nakamura first debut at? I'm pretty sure it wasn't New Japan.
Okay, but he's known. But what I'm saying is that Nakamura is known for New Japan. I'm not saying that's where he always wrestled. I'm just saying what they're known for. AJ was not. AJ did not come from New Japan. Let's put it like that. You know what I mean? Like he wrestled in New Japan, and that's where he was at last. But he didn't come from New Japan. He wasn't a New Japan star.
From Japan. That was a star that came over.
Okay, exactly. Look that up because you're not going to find one. There's no New Japan star.
So my Tenzai wasn't a New Japan star when he came?
Who's Tenzai?
Albert, when he was like supposed to be the Japanese guy with the with the shit all over his face. First
of all, he was Lord Tenzai.
Wait, he was painted up like what's Hakushi? That was his name?
Yeah. Yo, by the way, I mean I wish, I've been doing a lot of watching a lot of Japan, number one. Number two, there's so many wrestlers that I think would have made it now in the WWE, like Amazing Red. I think would have been hot in the 205 Live. Hakushi, I think, could have done very well in this era because that guy was awesome. I don't care what anybody says. In '95, Hakushi was awesome.
Oh yeah, he was really good. Ahead of his time.
Ahead of his time.
It's just why they gave him a stupid ass gimmick, in my opinion. I don't like the whole, Japanese symbols.
He also headed Bret Hart, but whatever. I don't know if people remember
Since
that.
we are talking about New Japan, man, I really want to talk about these two matches that I seen.
Before you do you know the controversy about Kenny Omega?
Is it with you're talking about with Haku's son, right?
Yeah, the match that he had where he knocked out that guy. And then he put him in the one-winged angel, and people are in uproar over it.
I didn't know that. I did see the clips about that.
And by the way, I believe
he looked like he was legitimately knocked out. It looked pretty scary.
And people were getting on Kenny Omega because after he got knocked out, he tried to pin him. And the referee saw that the guy's arm was under the rope. Legitimately, he was under the rope because he was knocked out. But the referee just thought, hey, that's a part of the match. So he doesn't count to 3. So the match continues. And then Kenny Omega picks him up with a one-winged angel. And that's where people were like, oh, man, how can you do that to a guy that's knocked out? And you got to understand, Kenny Omega was trying to pin the guy. But the referee wasn't cooperating. So
I kind of understand where the slack comes from, though, because Kenny Omega didn't have to pick up his limp body, put him on his shoulder, and then do that move. He didn't have to do that.
No, they explained it. They explained it very well. It was the referee.
It was the referee, but the reason why, because look at how Kenny Omega picked the guy up. The guy is limp.
I know.
He still picks him up and puts him on his shoulder and does a dangerous move. Because remember, when you limp, you're a lot more heavier than when you're, awake. So to pick up a limp body, put it on your shoulder, and then do that dangerous move, it was pretty risky. Yeah. But, Kenny Omega was in the heat of the moment. I mean, I'm pretty sure if you could rewind time, he wouldn't have did that.
Exactly. It wasn't like Kenny Omega did it maliciously is what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. But I will say, man, I've just seen 2 matches of the G1 Climax because I can't watch 4 hours of wrestling 20 days in a row. I'm sorry. I can watch a couple. But Kenny Omega versus Okada 3 and the Kenny Omega versus Naito matches were fucking awesome, bro. Yeah. Awesome. And I'm telling you right now, this is the reason why I watch this. I'm starting to watch this product, and I really wish WWE would take some pages out these people's playbooks because they do moves like wow, like really, like their matches were great.
That's what I'm saying. One of the and not just what you said, but also again to the Bullet Club thing. It's one of the hottest things going. Believe it or not, it's actually some argue that it's hotter now. Cody Rhodes. Yeah. So what I don't understand.
Hot topic, believe it or not. I mean, that's
exactly. What I don't understand is how no one has gone into the office and said, "Hey, let's do something with this." Whether it be a fake Bullet Club or whatever, let's do something with this. Kenny Omega, I'm telling you, man, he's the next CM Punk in terms of like, let's get him to the WWE and ruin his career.
I really hope he doesn't go to WWE.
That's what's gonna happen. He's gonna ruin his career if he goes to WWE. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. You can't do that move. You can't do those knees. Just take away 70% of his offense, and that's it. Then you could be a WWE star. No,
right? Exactly.
There was no way I want to see that. Kenny Omega, I will say, man, Kenny Omega is so smooth in the ring. He's gotten better over the years because I've seen old matches of his, and he wasn't as good as he is now. He is really, really good. Better than him. He was going to be.
Yes, he's learned a lot over there, man. He's gotten way better, and not to mention the fact that he also has a very big buzz. You know what I mean? He's one of the rarest guys besides Adam Cole who's coming to the WWE this week. Aside from Adam Cole, Kenny Omega has a massive buzz around him. He's the hot guy right now in terms of somebody that's not in WWE. Before it was Nakamura, but now that he's in WWE, it's like, he's already here.
He's so good. His mannerisms in the ring, the way he acts psychotic, you know what I mean? Like the facial expressions, his wildness, the way he acts, it's just fucking everything. That whole package is just great. It's really refreshing, to be honest with you.
So what you're saying is that you like Kenny Omega's package. Is that what you're saying?
I don't like his package, but as a wrestling package.
The whole package. Right, the whole package.
Yeah, the whole package, but not down there. I'm talking about his wrestling package.
Oh, not down there? We don't want to go down there? All right.
No, we good. But you know what I mean? But he's really good, and he actually makes me want to watch professional wrestling again. WWE, I'm gonna tell you, sometimes when Raw is on, I kind of surf the internet. I don't care as much. When I watch New Japan, I'm focused because they do things that you're like, whoa, this guy really hit him hard. Right. You know what I mean? Maybe even if they didn't really hit the guy as hard as it just looks brutal. It looks fucking crazy.
I've said this before, and by the way, they've actually done studies, like real scientific studies, and my belief about that you don't care as much is because we got older. I really, really, I've said that for a long time. When you're younger, you're susceptible to liking and loving, the characters and whatnot. Now, don't get me wrong. Obviously, it's not the same, but there are bright spots on Raw and SmackDown. I mean, the athletes in the wrestling is 10 times better than anything we ever got. Now, anything. Even if it's a Braun Strowman match, I think it's one of the most intense dudes that I've seen in a very long time. And also one of the most over guys I've ever, seen in a while. That's not, already established, by the way.
It's just the same main events. It's just the same moves. It's the limited, limiting these guys. That's why I get bored with it.
I agree
with you.
I agree with you.
But like I said, when I watch New Japan, it's something different. You see moves that you've never seen before because WWE would never allow you to do it because they think you're going to hurt the guy. Yeah.
I just wanted to make that clear. As far as the Nakamura thing, that again, at best, I think it's a combination of Nakamura and Cena not working totally together. And by the way, one of the things that I think it was Lance Storm or might have been Austin that they pointed out was these two guys have never worked together. Edge and Christian pointed this out. They said normally when you have a match on television, it's after you've had like 10, 15 matches at house shows that you can work out the kinks and whatnot. And these two guys have never worked in the ring together. That's one of the things that, according to Edge, contributed to the mistake. They were out there for the first time together. They had no experience working with each other. They didn't do the same moves that they do on house shows. I mean, house shows are designed in a lot of ways to work out certain things that you can't just bring to the TV. And Cena and
never worked together. Yeah, you're right. House shows, for what I know, is sometimes they do exactly the same routine they do the pay-per-view. Exactly. Like, do you remember that Hogan and Bossman match in Saturday night's main event? Yes. They had the exact same match with the same superplex on the top of the cage, like a house show like 3 months before that. I remember I seen it in the Coliseum video.
That was fucking awesome, by the way. That's one of my favorite Hogan matches, and nobody really talks about that match for some reason. I remember when I saw that the first time and they did the suplex off the cage. That really wowed me. Like, honestly, it really I was because Bossman was a 300-pound dude back then. Like, this was Bossman, early Bossman, and he was way fatter than later Bossman. And Hogan and Bossman flying off the top rope. Like, I thought that was fucking awesome. But like you just said, those guys was working with each other all the time. Nakamura and Cena did not have that benefit.
Yeah, so it's a little hard, yeah.
Edge and Christian really explained that. I've gotten into the Austin podcast. I've gotten into Edge and Christian's podcast.
Austin podcast is great, man. You got to hear Jesse Ventura in there, man. Oh, yes. Man, I love that. I heard half of it today. I got to hear
you know what else I gotten into is, I know you probably don't like him, but Bruce Pritchard does he does like I don't want to call it the timeline because it's not the timeline, but he does go through, all the booking decisions basically from the '90s and stuff like that. It is awesome. I mean, if you grew up with the WWE in the '80s and '90s, you need to listen to Bruce Pritchard because he was there. I mean, he was one of the top guys. As a matter of fact, if you ever watch Wrestling with Shadows, which is the Montreal Screwjob, guess who's there with Vince McMahon in the room? Bruce Pritchard, when he got knocked out. So this is a guy that knows what he's talking about basically, and he tells amazing stories. By the way, awesome stories. By the way, he revealed that Austin and Hogan were supposed to wrestle at WrestleMania 19 until Austin, of course, walked out. Something I didn't know, by the way. Just a tidbit. By the way, I don't know if you know Byron. Are you there? Okay, I don't know if he's there. I don't know if you know this or not, but Sting recently, and I have to bring this up because this has been one of my biggest pulling my hair out things in recent memory. Sting recently said that he could wrestle, but in other words, like WWE is not interested, and this just bothers the fuck out of me because Sting's last match will now be Seth Rollins, and it just bothers the living fuck out of me. It seems like every generation has why are we not having this match? In '92, WWE didn't do Ric Flair and Hogan. When Ric Flair and Hogan went to WCW in '96, it was the biggest WCW pay-per-view of all
No,
time.
they actually did do Ric Flair and Hogan.
No, I'm talking about WrestleMania 8.
But in a fucking house show, when nobody saw the shit.
And then 2 years later, they broke the pay-per-view buy rate in WCW. And then, so that was the cartoon era of why didn't you do that match. Then 2002, Hogan versus Austin, both in the company at the same time. They didn't do it. Then, of course, The Ultimate recently, Undertaker and Sting, both in the company at the same time, and they don't do it. Why? I'll tell you why. As far as that one, Triple H has to interject his big fat fucking nose, and basically, like he did with CM Punk, ruin everything.
If you're gonna talk about his big nose, you gotta have the Alberto Del Rio accent. Big nose, big nose.
I'm serious, man. I'm serious. Like it just bothers the fuck out of me that Triple H just had to make Sting, bow down and make sure that I don't know if you heard this. But recently it was said that when they went over the match early that day, and they and Hogan and Scott Hall found out because Hogan and Scott Hall went to the ring. When they found out that Sting was losing, they both looked at each other like, "What? Like, wait a minute, you're gonna beat Sting?"
And we've been saying that from the get go. Like that was just the wrong. Yeah, that was the wrong move to do.
And by the way, the only reason for the decision, ego. That's it. There's
basically.
No reason.
What was the purpose of him facing Triple H?
Exactly, none. There was no purpose. By the way, and they pointed out. If you remember when Sting first got there, he had a different agenda than the one he had with Triple H. All of a sudden, it was Triple H was defending WWE and Sting was defending WCW. He didn't have that agenda.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like his agenda was, I think, to stop the Authority or something like that. Then all of a sudden, he became the Crusader of WCW. Like, why? Why was he the Crusader of WCW? There was no WCW.
Man, that's fucked up though. It just sunk in my head. Like really, like he wants to wrestle, but they won't let him.
They want, that's they're not calling.
He shows they don't care about the guy like that. Exactly. Maybe they feel like, hey, fuck it, man. We reign supreme again. We really won the Monday Night Wars now.
Exactly. I said that during that time period. I said that. And by the way, everything that has come out since has supported that. Everything. Everybody thought it was the wrong decision. Everybody. I'm talking about everybody besides Triple H. There was no reason.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Triple H probably would have put him over if it was up to him. But then again, who knows? You never know. I mean, sometimes Triple H is known to do the right thing, But hey, who knows?
Okay, let me write a list.
I said sometimes. I say he does the right thing more than Vince.
I'm saying write a list, and I'll write my list on the other side, and you'll see whose paper is bigger.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
It's
sad. It's really sad.
That Triple H did the right thing. There was no reason for him to beat Sting, dude. No reason. There was a reason for him to wrestle Sting. Other than, okay, if you want to have a match with Sting, I understand that. That's kind of probably one of Triple H's like bucket list. But do it after he does the Undertaker or something like that. Sting made it very clear from that point, even to the recent thing that I'm talking about, he only wanted to wrestle one person and one person only, and that was the Undertaker.
And there's already been, what, like 2 years past already? I mean, he's getting older, so, I mean, at this point in time, I'm not going to see him lie to you. I really don't want to see him at Undertaker at this point, especially after Undertaker's last showing. And then Sting with a bad neck. It's no point now.
That's my point.
It's going to be really bad, so I don't know.
I just wanted to bring that up. Also, since you mentioned Alberto Del Rio, officially now I'm on the decline road. Alberto Del Rio officially got stripped of the GWF or whatever used to be the TNA championship. GFW.
But
I don't
does
know.
it matter though? I mean, who what
yes.
Why does it matter?
To him, it does.
Oh, to him. But you know what? I kind of find it funny.
You know why, Byron? Because he unified the titles.
Listen, I kind of find it funny that the guy was praising TNA so much and this and that, blah blah blah, and all of a sudden he gets in trouble one time. Big nose. Yeah, and then all of a sudden he gets in trouble one time, and they suspended his ass, and then they kept him off fucking TV, and now they stripped him.
According to TNA, it's because of his behavior after the suspension. And they have a point.
What did he do?
And remember, and also before that,
and trashing people.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Wait,
he did it to himself, Byron. The domestic violence incident.
I'm sorry.
Get that camera out of here. The domestic violence thing, getting on the microphone and basically taunting Triple H every chance he got.
That's what I wanted to make. That's the point I wanted to make.
You're telling me.
I don't think it gave it. Yeah.
I don't think they fucking suspended him. I mean, I don't think they stripped him because of that. There must have been something else besides that.
Because it was mainly because of the Page thing. That's what it was mainly for. Domestic violence is one of those things where you can get popped for weed or steroid, whatever it is. But when you are in a domestic violence situation, that's a whole different story. Everybody backs off on that.
Yeah, but you know what? They're getting married anyways. Who gives a shit?
I know, but that's their problem, though, Byron. The point is that the company doesn't want to be associated with it. That's the point.
Especially the guy that's always ranting about his old company every chance he gets on mic, and then going on Instagram Live or whatever, and it's constantly talking about he wants to fight the guy with the big nose. And I mean, come on, man.
He wants to beat the New Day up at his restaurant.
He's 39 years old. The guy is acting like a fucking 18-year-old. I mean, let me tell you something. I really do like Alberto Del Rio as a wrestler, as a character.
Yo, but he's so funny. I don't know if you guys seen that video where he challenged the New Day at his restaurant. I was like, oh my god, this guy's.
You're wondering why TNA stripped him?
Who wants to have a guy represent the company that does that shit every chance he gets? I mean,
nonsense, dude. Shenanigans.
You know,
fucking shenanigans at that point. By the way, it's bad when TNA won't even back you up.
GFW is that? Yo, listen,
they have no standards.
Yo, I know we're talking about Alberto Del Rio, but I really think we should talk about Ric Flair before we forget. Because that's really big news right now.
Yeah,
but the latest update is he's actually stable now. Thank God. Because last night they're saying he wasn't stable. He was, incredible.
By the way, what I'm amazed about this whole Ric Flair thing is that WWE surprisingly jumped on this, told us on Raw, and then they put a tribute video up on Raw, I don't know if you know this, put a tribute video on the network about the night that he wrestled Shawn, and the night after they showed the Undertaker part, which they've never shown before. Just almost like he had died. Basically,
but what I don't. First of all, I don't know if you guys heard. They said it was something about his heart and he was going to go into surgery.
They put him in a coma.
No, but then they're saying it's dialysis, his kidneys.
No, they're saying that it was his colon. You know what I mean? And not that he had colon cancer, but the reports is. But I think Meltzer said that. There was some sort of blockage in his colon. I don't know what blockage could it be. I don't know if it was blood or I don't know.
Yeah,
so they had to do colon. So they had to do colon surgery on him, and they got him on kidney dialysis right now.
Yeah,
They
something
got
like that.
him.
Yeah,
got him in medical.
but you know that they put him in a coma basically, and that's a dangerous thing.
And they saying he wasn't doing well, but now they're saying that he's stable now, which is actually it's a good sign, man.
Yeah,
you know,
a good sign, but for how long?
Oh God.
I mean, look,
No, but Byron, aren't you amazed though that WWE like they put tribute videos and?
Well, I can see that. I can see that
That's
happening.
amazing.
I could, yeah, but you know why? Because he's Triple H's boy, and Triple H loves
Yeah,
Flair.
but what I'm saying is that they made if you watch that video, they made it seem like he died. Is what I'm saying.
maybe they thought
I think, yeah, I think they were ready for it. You know,
Yeah, I think they were. I really do. I think they were.
yeah, because it wasn't good signs, man.
I gotta tell you, if I'm Ric Flair and I'm watching that, I wouldn't feel too good watching that video.
well, he doesn't know until he wakes up to and he watches WWE.
And Charlotte's like, look at this.
Dad, you know what they did? Look, check this out.
Yeah, and you know the shock was
1958 to 2017.
That's all they have to add at the end of that
And
shit.
by the way, the reason Charlotte's there is because she has nothing to do because they buried her for the last couple of months. I don't know why.
Unbelievable.
I'm pretty sure it's because of her father, man. Yeah, but they did bury her, unfortunately. It's really bad.
I don't know who's. Actually, we do know now. Road Dogg is actually the head writer of Smackdown. I don't know if you know that. I guess Road Dogg doesn't like Charlotte because since she got there, boy.
I honestly think that they wanted to switch her around because she was already a heel on Raw, and she's been the only heel out of the female division that was running that shit on Raw. So I think they wanted to just do a 360 on things and just make it different because there was, and it didn't pan out probably the way they wanted it to pan out. So
no, it's horrible.
I don't think they purposely buried her. I just think that she's not a good fucking babyface, and nobody's gonna. And there's just too many. Like I said, on Raw, everything was about her and fucking Sasha Banks. When she was on SmackDown, she had to compete with every other female that was there, that was getting pushes, that was getting fucking storylines. It wasn't just about her and one other chick.
Yeah.
You know Definitely. What I'm saying? So I can see where she might have gotten, lost in all that mix.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm done.
No, I was gonna say. Speaking of women's championship on Raw, man, I think somebody must have answered my prayers because Bayley is out of the picture. I wanted to say this about Bayley's promo last week, man. I'm trying. I'm trying to wrap this around my head, right? Like, did the back tell him, okay, listen, I want you to play the crowd when they boo you. I want you to address it. Because she looked legitimately frustrated at the crowd for booing her while she's pouring out her heart because her shoulder hurts. It was fucking damn hilarious.
First of all, she was pouring out, according to sources, she was pouring out her heart to the people on Twitter, and Bayley was absolutely thrown off by the crowd. She was actually thrown off by the crowd. And
she really was surprised about this?
Absolutely surprised. She had never gotten booed to that level.
Oh, man. I loved it. And you know what? That's a reality check for her, man. I mean, listen, how is it going to be a surprise to her when she was just in Austin's podcast, last month, 2 months ago, talking about how they booing her? You understand? So did she really think that people was going to care that she hurt her shoulder? No. They were happy and they were booing her.
But wait a second.
And then getting booed out of the fucking building.
First of all, I think we've all expected this. We spoke about this already.
I've been talking about this since the first day.
And you know who I find it funny that I remember Laura was in denial about this shit. And just like I said about Nakamura, this could happen to him also, man. Everybody just don't get fooled, man. Okay. Shit happens to the top guys. You
forgot. We got Joey here. All right.
Well, yeah, Joey.
I'm the only one that's in reality, because according to you guys, the fans are going to turn on him any minute now.
No, no, we didn't really say that. It's just the way they were handling it. No, we were saying the way they're handling the situation, that could play a big role on people not giving a shit about Nakamura at some point. Okay. And
right.
look,
When is that point?
But you think they've been booking him right, anyways. Regardless, no, I don't want to jump on it, but
I'm not disagreeing about that. And by the way, that's how I started the show off. I think they booked him horribly.
Exactly.
What I'm disputing is that they're turning on him, and I'm still waiting for that to happen.
Listen, if it continues the way it does, like him being in that ring, I didn't get a chance to speak about it, but when he was in that ring talking to the Indian guy, I did not. I was like, what? And I was feeling that cringy shit again. I was like, oh my god, I just
once again though, you felt that, but listen to the crowd.
But the crowd is stupid.
But that's not what we're talking about.
Listen,
we're not disputing the crowd is stupid. You're saying that the crowd's going to turn on him, and I'm saying when. You guys keep saying that it's going to happen.
It took a while. Listen, it took a while for the people to start fucking booing Bailey, and it's starting to happen now.
It's starting to happen, man. It's really happening bad, and damn. Poor Bailey. You know what's sad about it? I hate her character. She just seems like a nice person when you really hear her interviews, but her character sucks, man. Bad. I said months ago that she was going to be John Cena, number one, and number two, I said that she needs to be a heel and use that hug thing to go on the fans and say hug you and hug yourself and all that stuff. And that's what we're talking about. I'm serious. That would
hug yourself.
Yeah, go hug yourself. You telling me it would be such a great play on her own thing.
Oh, she gave her finisher move is the hug, and she bear hugs the person into submission.
But when she gets up on mic, I'm not going to give you a hug. You can go hug yourself.
No, but listen, check this out. The funny thing about it is that Bailey was out there. Everybody, first of all, was already getting tired of her fucking bullshit, and then they started doing this whole weird thing about she looked kind of weird when she was doing these backstage interviews with Corey Graves about it. She was like, I don't know, it's just a bunch of weird shit was going on with her, and then they stopped doing it, and then they try to build her back up. But
talk about when in the ending of the interview when she told Corey Graves, "Can I get a hug?" And
it was just like, weird. It was just like she was losing her mind, and then all of a sudden they pulled back on that, and then they were doing the same shit over where people had to have sympathy for her and all that crap. Well, people weren't buying it already as it was.
Yeah, and the other thing that killed her was that match with Alexa Bliss with the kendo stick.
But for her to go out, yeah, exactly. But for her to go out there and acknowledge that shit. Mm-hmm. It's something that she shouldn't have done. And even WWE, I don't know if you guys are aware of this. I'm sure you are, but WWE, even on the YouTube videos that they always update, that video, they had to edit out when she acknowledged the fans that she was getting booed.
You cannot do. She got rattled, dude. She got rattled.
Yeah, and you can tell by her face. She looked really upset about it. Really, she didn't even try to play it off, man. She let it know.
But on top of that, we all looked at her as the Cena of the women's division, where she's gonna get booed. That's what her character is. That people are not gonna fucking like her because she's just one of those goody.
I on the other hand, think they're gonna turn her heel.
What if they don't? What if they want to keep her around like a Cena character?
Right.
Like they never.
Cena's character is different though, man. Cena's already established. Right. You know what I'm saying? They didn't start booing John Cena until 4 or 5 years in. They booing her the first year.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I think this is a little bit different. Yeah.
That is true.
But I said it months ago, by the way. I really did. I said it months ago that she was going to get booed and booed and booed if they went down this road. And in my opinion, turning her heel is the best thing. And like I said, still sell merchandise with the hug or go hug yourself. I'm telling you, it would work. She would put it against them, like
submission move.
No, I'm not saying the moves part. I'm just strictly talking about promos.
No, I'm just saying. I just picture her hugging somebody into submission.
Right, or hugging a little ass girl in the crowd and just like pick her up.
She tapped to the hug.
Wait, going back to Charlotte for a second. Let me ask you something. Because of what just happened with Ric Flair, do you think that's gonna help Charlotte? Get sympathy? No.
I think that's the worst.
Happens to him.
That is the worst thing. That is the worst thing. That is the worst thing for her to even acknowledge, and the fans will start cheering for that.
She's gonna acknowledge it.
She should.
I'm telling you that right now.
I think she needs to come back, repackage herself as a heel, and maybe she won't be the top heel though, because she's gonna have to redo She has to bring it all back, basically.
That's not going to happen now because of her.
It's not going to happen anytime soon, especially now that they got the rumors that she's going to do the 4 horsewomen versus the 4 horsewomen in MMA.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
so, that's not going to happen.
Not even 4 horsewomen. Even if that wasn't the case, she wouldn't have done it now with the Ric Flair thing. There's no way.
I guess.
Bro.
I think in order for her to really do something to bring her back to where she was, I think she has to be away TV for a while, and maybe interfere in one of the big matches of one of the female wrestlers that are one of the the baby face, and everybody loves her in this, and that's when she should come out and all of a sudden beat the shit out of the baby face, and that's how you bring her back.
I'm telling you, mark my words, that.
But it has to be a while.
She's going to acknowledge this, and it's going to play in her favor.
Most likely.
Most likely. My words about that.
But I hope she doesn't.
I hope she doesn't either, but that's exactly what's going to happen. WWE has become extremely predictable, even beyond any level than.
Yeah. Let me. I wanted to say something before I forget. I don't know. Like, you know me, I really at one time loved Corey Graves, but I'm starting to not really care for Corey Graves and the mic as much as no more because he's too much of a. He's a good guy now. Have you noticed that he's not really
is he? I said that a couple of weeks ago.
No, that's because
really getting obvious, man. Like, what happened?
I said it a couple of weeks ago. I said it a couple of weeks ago when Booker T first joined that broadcast team. I said Corey Graves is not doing what he was doing with Booker T.
That was really obvious. Oh my God! Now he's fucking having sympathy for these good guys. I don't like it. It's not what I grew to love about Corey.
Dude, he doesn't have. Who was the guy that was doing it with the black guy that was doing it with
Byron.
Okay, so he doesn't have Byron anymore. And the moment that happened, that's the moment that Corey Graves changed. He didn't have Byron to rip on anymore. He can't rip on Booker T.
He used to have some really good one-liners against these faces, and damn, he lost it.
I'm telling you, the Byron Saxton thing, he was ripping on. That was one of the best things. It reminded me of like Jesse Ventura and Vince, or Bobby Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon. That's what it reminded me of. I'm not saying that it was that, because there's nothing like that. I'm just saying it reminded me of that. And then when Booker T joined for some god awful, I think because I forgot what the reason was. Booker T ruined that.
Otunga was filming something, right. But he's not coming back.
No, but I'm saying that was the moment that they ruined it. Booker T ruined that broadcast team. I'm telling you, I said it from day one.
I don't think it's Booker T though.
No, it is Booker T because he acts like a heel sometimes on there.
Yeah, but the thing is, Corey Graves doesn't have somebody to go off on like he did with Byron. That's the problem.
Byron, you also you cannot have two heels. You cannot have two heels working the broadcast booth. And Booker T is working sometimes as a heel. Yeah. You can't. It takes away, and I said that from day fucking one, that it takes away from Corey Graves and what he was doing.
But they used to do it. They used to do it back in the days where Vince would be the good guy, and then you had fucking Bobby Heenan and Mr. Perfect at the comments. Yeah, so they could do it.
But think about what you just said. The first thing you said back in the day.
But I'm saying they could do it if they really choose.
I'm just saying that they're very removed from that.
Man. Corey Graves is softened up to the point where I can't even remember no more like memorable one-liners no more like I used to.
Blame Booker T for that. I'm telling you. Blame Booker T.
Damn Booker T.
How is it that it's
damn you Booker?
Coincidence that's when Corey Graves started doing that.
No, you're right. I remember when you said that in the show, but I didn't, I didn't really pay much mind to it. But now it's getting worse. I think it's gotten worse since that time you said it. To be honest with you,
I know it's gotten worse for sure. But I knew it from the moment that Booker T was doing heelish things on I think it was a pay-per-view that he debuted. And he was doing some heelish things, and I was like, that's going to start taking away from what Corey Graves does. And you cannot. I'm talking about in this era. Yes, Bobby Heenan, Vince. You're talking about pros. Best of the best. That's long gone. By the way, the people that used to produce WWE at that time very different from the people that do it now. Vince is yelling in people's ears. Like for what I understand,
sucks.
You know what I mean? Like it's totally different now, man. Again, I said it at the top of the show. We're talking about a corporation, not a wrestling company anymore. So there's a lot of things that are not going to fly the way that they used to. I mean, I personally, like I said, I could be wrong, but the moment that Booker T stepped into that thing, that's the moment that Corey Graves stopped. That was, but you can't have Booker T talking about heelish things and then have Corey talk about heelish things on top of it. It doesn't make any sense.
Joey, I wanted to ask you, are you going to SummerSlam, right?
Yeah.
How much are the tickets?
I can't say, to be honest.
Oh, you can't say. What the hell? What the hell is this? Top secret?
No, it's not top secret, but I just can't say.
All right. Well, anyways,
it's an embarrassing amount. Let's just put it that way.
God. Oh my God! Did you really? Wow. All right.
Well, I wanted to know because
I 20 years, so.
What?
The last SummerSlam I went to was 20 years ago.
Well, no, I was only asking because I'm thinking of getting tickets, but I don't know if they have tickets anymore. That's why
I think they do. I think they do.
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess you would tell me. I guess you will tell me after the show.
Well, you got to understand something. When I bought tickets and you buying tickets now, it's going to be different.
Probably.
You know what
probably
I mean?
not. Probably not because they're trying to get rid of the tickets. So
right.
Probably not.
That's true. No, I'm not saying that it's going to be the same price. What I'm saying is that whatever it is, it's going to be different. Is what I'm saying. No matter what, we could be lower or higher.
Yeah.
But you're right. What I do know for sure is that they do have for Raw and SmackDown and NXT. SummerSlam was supposed to be sold out like when I got the tickets, so I don't know, but I don't know. But keep in mind that again, the last time I was on the show, they were headed for Nakamura, AJ, and a lot of things looked different. Cena was going to fight.
Okay, that's the other thing I wanted to talk about.
Cena was going to fight Mahal. So many things changed from the last time that I was on. And look, nobody's a bigger Nakamura guy besides Sean than I am. But this is not the right thing. This is not the right thing for Nakamura.
Okay,
right
now this is what I wanted to tell you. Because I remember specifically saying this when you were on the last time.
Yeah. That
I think John Cena and Jinder Mahal would have been a better fit for a main event. At SummerSlam. Why? Right. Because it would have put this guy on a higher pedestal, right. Jinder Mahal. All right.
Right.
But then they gave us the free match between Nakamura and John Cena, which I think was cool, but I don't think you should have done it at a regular fucking TV event.
Mistake,
like
in my opinion.
You know what I'm saying? They could have done that also maybe at a SummerSlam.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? But they decided to do it that way. I thought it would have been so cool, man, if they may have had a 3-way match. I know it's one of those things where they always do it all of a sudden, but it would have made more sense because you would have had an American against Japanese against an Indian. You get what I'm saying? How cool that would have been on a fucking pay-per-view.
An Indian that was born in Canada.
But you get what I'm saying. It would have been America against India against China and China, whatever the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? It would have been such a cool concept to do.
Yes,
I you know what I'm saying?
I agree. Believe me, I was disappointed with for the last couple of weeks. First of all, like you said, Cena Mahal, that should have been the match because you would have had the crowd participating. You know what I mean? They could have built up the American versus the Indian thing or whatever. WWE loves doing that no matter what era we're in.
Yeah.
That's one of their go-to things.
And but you
put a Japanese guy against an Indian guy, and by the way, the Indian guy has been talking about how America's against him and blah blah blah, and now you put a Japanese guy. what fucking sense does that fucking make?
I know, right?
It makes no fucking sense.
Well, you know what? I just noticed that shit. So he cut a promo today about America and all that, and Nakamura come out. Like, what the fuck?
Nakamura comes out there. And by the way, the best part about that is that Nakamura doesn't come out there and talk about America. He talks about Japanese.
Japan. And hold on. In the middle of a race war that's going on in America. Like, what the hell is going on?
The crowd is like, yeah, they don't realize that he's talking about his own country.
That is true, though.
That's so stupid.
Horrible booking.
And now I've said this. I said this also that I think
Nikolai Volkov against Iron Sheik when Hogan was supposed to wrestle him.
Yeah, I think they're pushing Nakamura to the title way too soon. I think that's just a fucked up situation for Nakamura because
lose. That's why I think he's definitely gonna lose.
Listen, I hope so because to be honest with you, if they give him the title,
let's not talk about that yet.
But Joey, honestly, I'm just curious. What would you think? I mean, is that something you would rather see? Is him with the title now?
I wouldn't rather see it, but I got to be honest with you. There in the moment, it's probably going to be cool.
For there in the moment, but what about the rest of his fucking career?
You don't understand. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be with that crowd. That crowd is going to eat that shit up.
So that's why you want it to happen, because you're going to do it.
Well, I'm not saying I want it to happen. What I'm saying is that if it does happen, it will be cool for that moment. Yes, it will be cool for that.
But for the long run?
No, I don't think he should have the belt. I think AJ should have had it. This is what I would have done. AJ should have had the belt. Number one, he should have never lost the fucking belt. And don't get me started, by the way, on the whole Kevin Owens thing, because that's another thing that just I just do not understand any of the booking going on right now.
Yeah.
1,000 matches with Kevin Owens for free, and now at SummerSlam, because you interject Shane, we're supposed to care more. I don't understand that. Whatever. AJ should have had it, and him and Nakamura should not have touched until WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Nakamura should have fought John Cena like somewhere around January, but again, Cena's going to Raw, so there's that. So again, I just want to make it very clear. I am a Nakamura guy. I disagree. I don't think I don't think the fans will ever turn on Nakamura the way they did on Bayley. That's never going to happen. I'm sticking with that, and it still hasn't happened. But number two, I do not think he should be fighting Jinder Mahal. That's not a match for SummerSlam. Again, this is the second biggest pay-per-view of the year. This is the summer WrestleMania. And you have these two guys who have no chemistry, no real reason to fight each other. There's no build-up. Nobody ever once woke up and said, man, one day I hope I see Mahal versus Nakamura. Nobody ever woke up and said that a day in their lives. You know what I mean? Like, can you imagine somebody like, even in India, like, God, I hope he fights Nakamura.
It
just makes no sense. And
it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
And honestly, I just pictured this. I just picture that match being a dud, man. To be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie. The way how they've been limiting Nakamura and the soft little knees that Nakamura's been doing lately and missing most of the time, and Jinder Mahal's like 3 moves he got.
Just 3 moves.
By the way, I just want to state for the record, from the day that it happened, Mahal also never should have been the champion. That's just my personal opinion. Listen, it hasn't worked.
No. It hasn't worked. I said this before. It has not worked because he was fucking feuding with fucking Randy Orton. Nobody wanted to see that shit. Orton wasn't the guy to put him up against.
Well, like I said earlier, they gave that to Orton because of Brock Lesnar.
After tonight.
But regardless,
I like Mahal again.
But I'm saying, regardless, you still had Randy Orton in the fucking picture with Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal was not growing with Randy Orton. I said this: if you had fucking Cena do it, I think it would have worked. Sure.
It would have worked in story, but it would not have made Mahal any better than what he is.
Mahal is Mahal.
Exactly. My point is that you're talking about the main fucking title. If it was a universal title, if it was a U.S. title, which, by the way, U.S. title would have made so much more sense to give.
Where was the Great Khali? I thought the Great Khali had inked the deal, and
there you go. Maybe he'll come out of SummerSlam.
I guess he's going to be the one that's going to help Jinder Mahal.
But they're hiding him, so you forget about the guy, and all of a sudden, oh shit.
I think even if it wasn't Nakamura, Mahal would have failed. There's nothing brand new about Mahal that he has changed since winning that title. His promos are the same. His wrestling is the same. Nothing has changed.
Body the same. His body changed.
Right. That is true.
His body changed.
That's what Vince needs, man. Once your body is ripped, you're the worst.
Exactly. Lifting weights. That's how we got.
Let me ask you a question, since we're kind of on. Well, I was gonna say we on Raw, but we kind of passed Raw. But anyway, whatever. This is 3 or 4 weeks out already, and I really do not see Big Cass as a star.
Oh my God, the way they booed him!
It's really bad. And to be honest with you, as much as Enzo Amore is getting beat up every week, to me he looks more like a star than Big Cass.
I don't know. I'm glad you brought this up, because I don't know if you know this, but Enzo Amore is pretty much almost done in WWE. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah.
He's had a couple of incidences. And by the way, I was surprised, holy fuck, that Kaz even mentioned it last night. I don't know if you noticed that in the promo because he was getting booed so hard, but he actually mentioned the real life heat that Enzo has on him.
Yo, that was so hilarious. They would not let him talk.
Which, by the way, they also I don't know if you know this, Byron. But it was said that Vince McMahon produces the Bring It to the Table. Mm-hmm. So whenever you hear something relatively shocking or whatever, it's because Vince McMahon okayed it. Okay, my point being is that they brought this up on Bring It to the Table, and they buried fucking Enzo on Bring It to the Table. Now, if you're trying to,
it got to a point where Corey Graves said he really doesn't like him. Right. I don't know if that was a shoot or not, but
he doesn't like him. He doesn't like him. As far as I know, he doesn't like him.
And my point is that the fact that Vince allowed that to go on, and then Kaz with his promo last night, they don't normally talk about real life stuff going on in terms of heat and whatever, unless there's a major problem. And I think they're trying to put Enzo in his place because according to sources, Enzo thinks he's a big shot, talking really loud on his cell phone, bringing people backstage, walking them around like, it's nothing. Basically, I don't know if you heard that. He brings people backstage, they walk around, they take pictures, stuff like that. And that's just poor locker room etiquette. Like even I would know not to fucking do that if I was back there.
What did you say he did? The only thing I heard about was the bus incident.
The bus incident, and sometimes he brings people, people that he knows backstage. And they walk around and they take pictures of people that don't want to be taking pictures.
Okay. All right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like bad. This is a guy that's in the business. This is a guy that works in the business. How the fuck do you not have locker room etiquette? You know what I mean?
I don't think he's gonna be done, man. I don't know. The crowd is still really into him.
But wait, let me finish. The point of this is that unbelievably, I don't know if you know this, his merchandise sells like fucking hotcakes. Number one, and number two, literally, he actually draws ratings. He has one of the highest quarter ratings every single week. Which is why Kaz and Big Show was the main event last week, in case you wonder it.
This is why I don't think he's going anywhere.
Exactly.
I think he's going to die out, and they're going to put him in NXT or 205 Live, where he needs to leave. Because that's the other story that was going around. It was saying that it was either NXT or 205 Live for him.
Yeah, NXT.
So, I think it should be 205 Live. I think he needs to go with the cruiserweights,
dude,
and learn some wrestling.
Dude, 205 Live is so dead that they had a cruiserweight title change on Raw.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, dude, Austin Aries left the company because he didn't want to be a part of 205.
Unless you're telling me that they really want to punish this guy, then you put him on 205.
have him do a long feud with Brian Kendrick.
Yeah, because or by himself, because that's all he's gonna be doing.
Austin Aries left the company because of this. You think 205 Live is the answer? Hell no.
I don't know. I don't think NXT is the answer. Who the hell?
But NXT, that was that's where he was brought up, and that's how we know about him.
He'll get over in NXT.
Yeah, definitely. But you put him on 205.
He should turn heel and go back with Kaz and act like it was a swerve, like swerve on the Big Show. That's the only thing that's gonna save this angle, because this angle sucks. Big Kaz sucks.
Sorry, he really sucks.
Wait, let me ask you something.
With his jiggly titties.
His big breast assist. Like, I don't want to see him just jiggle down.
Wait, let me ask you something. First of all, yeah, it's a horrible angle, but let me ask you something. Is that worse, or is the Jason Jordan thing worse?
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Jason Jordan is the worst. I'm sorry. I can answer that, man.
So whenever you about Big Kaz, and whenever somebody says this is bad, just think about Jason Jordan.
I think Jason Jordan's thing is so bad that Kurt Angle didn't even refer to him as his son anymore. He calls him Jason Jordan. Like, that's it.
You know what's crazy? I thought about this.
He calls the N-word.
You know what's crazy? I thought about this. This is supposed to elevate this guy.
That N-word is not my kid.
Yeah, but this is supposed to elevate him, right? This is, and obviously that was the plan, is to elevate this guy to be, become somebody, because he's Kurt Angle's son.
Right, that was the plan?
Well, here's the problem with that now. I'm looking at it differently now, like because I thought maybe it would work for him, but I did say that the fans are not gonna buy this. I said this with you guys on the show. I remember Joey, you were on it, and I said people are gonna shit on this shit. But here's the thing: Jordan now is fucked for life.
Yes,
because now he's stuck being the son of Kurt Angle. Like he's stuck now.
They made this a big fucking deal, and
it's really bad.
If it wasn't that, it was Kurt Angle. You know what I mean? One of the biggest super. He just came back. He had a DVD. I mean, I'm sorry, a documentary that was really awesome. And then you do this, and now you cannot. The only thing is that they're gonna, say that he really wasn't, and Jason Jordan was lying to him or whatever. But even when you do that, even when they get to that, nobody's gonna care.
Yeah, I think he's fucked.
And then they put the Hardy Boys with him to give him a little rub, and it was like Jason Jordan came out, it was crickets. Hardy Boys came out, the crowd goes bananas. I mean, it was pretty obvious that Jason Jordan.
But let me tell you something. But isn't it kind of weird that remember when Kurt Angle first started, he was that guy also that nobody gave a shit, and he was out there doing all.
I was one of the people that said this guy's not going to be anything.
Yeah, but Kurt Angle has something called charisma. I mean, listen, Kurt Angle's mic skills, he was always the annoying, snobby, I'm better than you Olympic hero. This Jason Jordan, I don't know. And then I don't know if y'all noticed this, but I mean, I wasn't paying that much mind to the match, but I noticed every time I looked up to the TV, I saw him do like a German. Is that the only move that he does now? A German?
No. Wait.
No, I'm being serious.
I just want to point out that the guy really is phenomenal in the ring. I just want to point that out. Don't ever get it.
No, he is good in the ring, but he does way too many German suplexes for me. I don't know.
Ring, he's phenomenal. I'm sorry, he's a phenomenal fucking athlete. That guy's a real deal.
Hey, wait a second. He's not phenomenal. You can't use that word on that guy.
I'm saying
no, because there's only one phenomenal.
No, I said that. His athletic ability is really off the charts, and I think that because of the storyline, we're not going to see that. But the guy really is an incredible athlete. He really is.
No, he's a good athlete. I just wish he could tone down the German suplexes a little bit,
But he does not have 1 ounce of fucking charisma. Not 1 ounce. They should have went Chad Gable.
Yeah, but does Chad have the charisma?
Yeah, I think he does.
I don't think so.
I think he does, and he got over in the match that he had with Rusev just by wrestling, dude.
Yeah, but I seen his interviews. He doesn't have it either. I both about the same.
He done more with that than Jason Jordan.
I don't know, and I don't care. I think they should never have done this fucking echo.
The whole Chad and Gable thing.
Listen, don't you agree with me that they should have just stuck with the rumors of Kurt Angle maybe managing these guys? That would have been better than this, or having Kurt Angle manage this kid, but not having him be the father.
I don't want to see Kurt Angle as a manager, to be honest.
But I'm just saying, as a start. You get what I'm saying? Build this guy up, and then him having Kurt Angle maybe betray him in the match, and that's how he comes out of retirement.
I don't know if you saw Raw, but Kurt Angle just doing whatever he's doing is massively over. Like the guy got one of the biggest pops last night.
You know how happy I feel.
Anything.
You know how happy I feel. Listen, I know that the shit that he does is not what I want to see him doing. But when I see him come out, it makes me happy that he's having a good time to come out there, and the fans are still chanting that suck to him. He looks so happy going down that aisle, and people are chanting, "You suck."
Did you see the fans last night?
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. They really are behind Kurt Angle now. But with that being said, Kurt Angle as a GM is horrible. I'm not into it. I don't like it. I like Daniel Bryan better.
No, me too, and I agree with you. But I'm just saying.
What does Daniel Bryan do?
He seems more involved as a general manager than Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle comes out, makes a match, and fucking cheers the crowd on when you suck.
Dude, I'm sorry, you're wrong about that. Daniel Bryan seems to me like he's not into it because he really isn't, and Kurt Angle is the one that seems like he's into it.
I don't see Kurt Angle that into it.
Did you see how Kurt Angle came out down the aisle last night? He looked so happy that people were going crazy for him and just chanting that "you suck" thing. Really, you could just see he seemed like a little kid Yeah, at a candy store, just happy being there.
Daniel Bryan does not come across to me like that anymore. He something's not there with Daniel Bryan.
No, Daniel Bryan just doesn't want to do anything because he wants to wrestle.
That's what I'm saying. Like I could tell, and that comes off.
I know. I could only tell you that Daniel Bryan, when he goes out there and people start chanting, yes, it makes him feel good. Yeah, obviously, but that's not where his heart is. He wants to be in there. And once his contract is up, I think he mentioned it on a fucking show that he might wind up just leaving.
I said the day of his retirement that there was something off about it. Yeah. There was something not right about that.
He definitely is not going to stay there for forever doing a GM thing. He's not. That's not his place, man. His place is in that ring, and he's going to go. No matter where he goes, that's where he's going to be. He's only doing this because he's under contract right now.
If he was John Cena's size, he would be out there. That's it.
Yeah,
he would. Yeah. They wouldn't care about the whole doctor's report. Give me a fucking break. WWE is picky and choosy the whole doctor's report thing. They're very picky and choosy with that. And Daniel Bryan, who's had to climb up a hill every single step of the way up there, like I said, if he was a different size, different stature, he would be wrestling. They wouldn't give a shit about it. I love when people are like, oh, it shows that WWE cares. Give me a fucking break.
And again, my boy Elias, which I don't like the fact that they took out the Samson out of his name, which is pretty stupid. I like the name. Yeah, his name is Elias. That's it. So he cut another. He did a nice little song for Boston, which was fucking great. The way he. I love the fact that he sings, and this is the town. But I find it more funny that I forgot R-Truth worked for the company. He comes out and gets demolished by Elias. But the question I have is, what the hell happened to the R-Truth and Goldust feud? What happened? When wasn't that supposed to be?
Wait, the answer that I have is, why do you care?
No, but because I was really excited for Goldust. I'm thinking, he's gonna make a comeback, and that's it.
Goldust comeback. Wasn't Goldust supposed to reveal something at SummerSlam?
Yeah, he's supposed to have a new protege. I guess he's gonna be like a manager. So
another added thing to the 5-hour, 6-hour show that we have.
Oh my God.
Anyway, I just want to wait. I have to, because we're going to talk about SummerSlam, but I have to mention the fact that we almost had Rey Mysterio back in the WWE, but now we're not. So that's all.
Fucking Conan.
Thank you, Conan.
What happened? What did they do?
Speaking of Conan, I got to mention this really quick before we talk about.
He's supposed to be his manager or something like that, and WWE don't like him. Some shit like that.
Oh, he's all over TNA. I don't know if you know it. Like, I didn't realize what was going on in TNA because I haven't watched. But when I saw the highlights on YouTube, like LAX is back there. Like, I don't know what the hell is going on over there. But they jumped Alberto and stuff like that. Conan, LAX. I'm like, this is what they're doing right now. And talking about how they're the most dominant faction in wrestling. Like,
what's the story again? He's like managing Rey Mysterio, right? Something like that.
No, he's actually he's actually his what? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, no, what I was saying is Conan is actually his manager. Like, basically he's basically booking him in places. He's guiding him here and there, and WWE found out that that's who Conan is to Rey Mysterio at this point, so they were like not happy about that because Vince and Conan had a fallout years ago with that. What was it, Max Payne or some shit, or Max Moon?
Yeah, no, Max Moon. But I mean, that shit was like 20 years ago. I mean, what the hell did Conan have so bad that he was only there for like half a year?
I think because he left because they invested a lot of money into that character and the suit and everything. That's what they said.
I don't believe
it was because they invested a lot of money and then Conan ended up leaving.
Like that. Yeah. That's pretty stupid. That character was retarded anyway.
Yeah, but in their eyes, at the attitude, I mean, not the attitude, at the new generation bullshit and the cartoon moments, and that's what that was.
So you're telling me that they're holding the grudge from that point?
Because he left them hanging.
Yeah, I did hear that story.
Okay, yes, he left them hanging.
Byron, Bruno Sammartino went on CNN in Vince's face and said that there was sexual abuse going on.
No, I know, but who the fuck is Conan?
What I'm saying
you understand what I'm saying? There's a big difference.
There's been a lot worse done than what Conan has done.
Conan is not. Yeah, but Conan is not Brett. Conan is not fucking Bruno Sammartino or any of these guys. Conan is just a regular Conan.
No, but I don't think you understand. You need to watch it, man. You need to watch Bruno Sammartino confront Vince McMahon.
No, I get what. I know. I know all that stuff. What I'm saying is, Conan isn't a big top star for Vince to say, okay, let me talk to him. He's not.
What
so
you're
who
saying
the fuck is he? Is basically what I'm saying.
He's holding a grudge because of the Max Moon thing, and what I'm saying is that there's been a lot worse done to WWE than that. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and then there has. Yeah,
I don't believe
I have to agree because come on. And then it's like Max Moon was only there. Conan was only in WWE. What was it, for a year? Maybe half a year.
I don't believe that. I don't believe
but
that's because
what. Yeah, but that's what everybody has been saying. Even Conan said it.
No.
Even Conan said it himself.
Let me ask you a question. How much money could they have really invested in Max Moon? I mean, the jetpacks wasn't real. But that's obviously jumping.
I don't fucking know.
What money did they fucking invest?
Wait a minute. You can't say, well, that's what Conan said. Of course that's what Conan said.
There's so much money. My jetpacks was real.
Yeah, but what I mean, if Conan is saying that, what else can it be?
But Byron, Bret Hart has said a lot of things in anger or spite. Or I'm sorry, Bret Hart's not a good example. Vince Russo said that he came up with the screw job. Okay, people say things. It doesn't mean that. Of course, Conan's going to say that.
No, but I'm saying, and that is how the fallout happened. Is what I'm saying. That is the fallout.
I don't agree with
there's
that.
nothing else that had happened between them two. It was that thing that happened.
I know, but
and ever since then,
that of course Conan's going to say that. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't mean that that's what happened. Conan's saying
that's what everybody says. I'm not just saying Conan. That's what everybody said in the industry.
Again, for anybody listening, if you ever want to see something mind-blowing, is Bruno Sammartino confronts Vince McMahon. That is 10 times worse than Max Moon.
Where did he confront him? I don't. That's what I'm
dude. Donahue.
Donahue. Yeah, I saw it. I think I played it on the fucking TV.
They were on the same fucking. They were on the same room. Bruno Sammartino was talking about, and Superstar Billy Graham, by the way, both have DVDs.
Yeah.
That out. So you're telling me that Vince McMahon forgives, talking about sexual fucking abuse, gay sexual fucking abuse, but Vince is pissed off about Max Moon. Really?
But that's what I'm saying. Who the fuck is Conan for him to take his time and say, let's squash the beef? That's my point. Bruno said
you're not understanding what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying.
He's basically saying, why the hell is he going to hold a grudge with Conan about a stupid-ass fucking space moon gimmick? But you know what I mean? Hold a grudge with him, but then not hold a grudge with Superstar Billy Graham saying that he was fucking men in the ass.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
And Bruno Sammartino was not the only one that ever said that. So
Bruno, but what? No, oh, you're right. He's not the only one, but he's the only one on television in front of.
Then on Donahue, at the time, Donahue was like one of the major talk show on fucking TV.
It was the major talk show, not one of them. It was the major talk show, and Superstar and Bruno Sammartino. Dave Meltzer was there.
I played this on Justin TV.
I don't know why because I barely remember this. I really do barely remember. I gotta see this shit.
Please, I played it on Justin. I remember playing it on Justin TV.
This week, do me a favor and watch it, man. It is the most incredible thing you will ever see.
I think honestly. I have it on my channel, don't I?
You need to watch it again because if you're telling me that
videos, man, I'm gonna go.
Telling me that Mr. McMahon is upset about Max Moon but gives Bruno Sammartino a pass, give me a fucking break. That doesn't make any sense.
No, that gimmick wasn't going nowhere anyway. I mean, whoever took over that gimmick was doing exactly the same moves and went nowhere.
So all I'm saying is that is
and hold the grudge. But Bruno gets a hug at the Hall of Fame. Give me a break.
But that's what I'm saying. There was some kind of, Bruno was a big star to them, so he had some kind of, no, but I'm saying he had some kind of
his father, not him.
Okay, well, whatever the fuck it is. I mean, he was a name. You know what I'm saying? He was a name. Bret Hart was a name. Who the fuck is Conan? Why does he have to?
Dude, he was a name, but you're talking about someone that is
Conan is filthy animals. All right, don't.
Okay, Vince McMahon's gonna forgive him.
Sexual harassment. That no matter if that was Hogan, and he's fucking pointing the finger in his face.
I get it.
Over the phone. I'm talking about them sitting right next to each other.
Yes, I remember.
but Max Moon, he holds a grudge. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
All that money he spent on that costume.
Exactly. All those promos.
all those 5-star promos, man. Down the drain.
I mean, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Honestly,
I don't fucking know. This is just what everybody in the industry is saying.
It is true that they did say that though. Now that we're talking about it, it is pretty retarded. Like, what the fuck Max Moon gonna do? What was Max Moon gonna do to change WWE in the future? Like, absolutely nothing. He looked like Mega Man.
They even put a picture of. They even put a picture of Vince McMahon attaching his jetpacks to his back. I was looking at the picture.
Oh, that's why. Because he was trying to insert something else in the back. So, okay, I hear what you're saying.
By the way, I also want to point out that most people didn't even know that was Conan.
A lot of people didn't know it was Conan.
But
what does that have to do with Vince? It's Vince that knows.
Wasn't the second one like Savio Vega? Wasn't the second one Savio? Some shit like that, I think. I don't know.
No, Conan was really Savio Vega?
No. Remember, because when Conan left, they had put another guy as Max Moon. I think it was Savio Vega, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
It wasn't Savio Vega.
Savio Vega was playing...
He was Quang.
Quang, yeah.
Something like that.
Damn. How much money did they invest in Quang, man? Shit, he would have.
Well, he didn't have no jetpacks.
Exactly.
He wasn't gliding in air.
The grudge on Savio for that one.
Dude, I don't know. I'm just saying, this is the reports, and this is what everybody said in the industry. This is what the only thing they keep saying.
I'm asking you, as far as do you think that makes sense? That Vince would hold.
I don't think Vince McMahon gives a fuck about Conan.
I just think Conan just don't know what the fuck is going on, man. Conan just needs an excuse.
I just think that he just has a grudge against Conan because he's a nobody. He doesn't need to fucking fix anything with the guy. It's whatever to him. What?
That's what I'm asking you. You believe that Vince McMahon is holding a grudge for that? Really?
I just think if this is the case, if it's true, I can see it. I can see Vince holding a grudge. I don't give a fuck about this guy because who the fuck is he? I don't give a shit. Throw the book at him. I don't give a fuck. He's nobody to me.
You know how many jetpacks they could have sold to the kids that year? That's why. You ruined it.
You ruined the merchandise. The possibilities
for the little kids.
The possibilities I had.
The guy that accused me of fucking men in the ass, you come back.
I wanted a stereo, not this.
You're going to get a 3-hour speech.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for calling me a homosexual. You come back, but not Max Moon.
And I want you to see a 3-hour speech of the Hall of Fame.
You know what? It's okay you call me a homosexual. Come back home. Give me a hug.
By the way, not the only Hall of Famer that's called Vince a homosexual, i.e. the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, you remember that little fucking thing they did on YouTube where somebody put the clips together? It was the funniest thing.
Listen,
he had me in the shower against the wall, and Pat Patterson walked into the bathroom.
Do me a favor, please. Watch that Donahue because the funniest. You want to talk about funny? Like, every time somebody brought up the gay thing, because they talked about Pat Patterson a lot. Every time they brought up Pat Patterson, they were like, everybody knew he was gay. That's not what we're saying, Donnie. Everybody was quite aware that Pat Patterson was gay. We're not.
Doesn't it kind of make sense that, like, out of everybody in that era, like, Pat Patterson's the only one with a job now? It is kind of strange. I mean, everybody.
Because he got on his knees real well.
It's out of everybody. There was a lot of wrestlers around the 70s, man. And Pat Patterson, the only one with a job. Yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
Well, what was interesting about that show is that they had to resign at that time. And then, somebody was like, wait a minute, you don't find it a little strange that these 3 guys resign at the moment of all this? And then they got their jobs back like a couple of weeks later. It was funny.
Yeah.
It was funny.
I don't know if I have the entire because I have it on my
YouTube. I have it on YouTube.
No. I have it on my YouTube channel, but I don't know if it's the old YouTube channel. But I have the entire show
on the group page, just in case, because
I just want to hear the part where he accused him of being gay. Well, I can imagine
the whole show is that.
He doesn't accuse him of being gay. He just talks. No, he just talks about they just talk about, because there's
Being
another
sexually harassed.
yeah, being sexually harassed and stuff, and Vince not knowing about. Vince kept saying, "Well, this is not the this is the first I'm hearing about this."
Well, if that's really happening, then you should do something about it.
Exactly. It was just like Vince denying it, and you could tell the audience. First of all, the audience clearly was not wrestling fans
Vince, you didn't hear me moan in the background.
they were very, very against Vince McMahon. Let's
That
put it
was
that
you
way.
moaning? I thought it was Pat.
By the way, there's one guy, the former announcer, and you could check up on YouTube about when he announced and everything. That guy went toe to toe with Vince. He was the only one that didn't stutter. He didn't blink. He went right at Vince McMahon, and you could tell that he was telling the truth. You could tell the way he was talking to him. And Vince McMahon was like, "Well, didn't you stay at our house?" Like Vince's answers were just. First of all, it's mind blowing because there would be no way in holy fuck that Vince McMahon today would go on a show to defend himself on this.
This is why he don't do those kind of shows.
I mean,
why the hell why did he even go on that show, setting himself up like that?
Like it's mind blowing that he was even on that show.
What was the guy's name? The show that he did on HBO, and then all of a sudden he flipped out on the guy. Yeah, I mean, this is why he don't go on these shows.
By the way, you need to watch the Donahue and the CNN because he was also on Larry King, and the same thing happened. Bruno Sammartino, that's the one. That's the one where Bruno and Vince go toe to toe.
Yeah, the CNN one.
Yeah, the CNN one.
Yeah, I gotta see. I gotta see this shit.
You gotta understand, Larry King. He's asking like questions, like totally like dead serious. You mean to tell me you didn't know? Like you can't help but laugh about these questions.
Oh my god.
And you should see their faces, man. They're so serious when they talk about this shit. I got sexually harassed.
I got pulled off. No, the Barrio guy. I was sitting in the middle seat, and Donahue goes, "So that's normally where guys would sit in the middle." I was like, "That's a weird question." Like,
yeah,
so that's normally where guys sit in the middle. It was almost like he was doing it on purpose.
He had me in the shower, and then Pat Patterson walked in. That's Warriors saying this.
Oh man.
That was the funniest shit, man.
Anyway, shit, just talking about this funny. Wait till I see this shit. Anyway, go ahead.
I'm posting it now on the group page.
Yeah, I think we should talk about this. We have our predictions right now for SummerSlam.
Yes. Let me see. I wrote some stuff down. Okay,
how did all this come about? Because I mentioned Goldust. What the fuck? Anyway, man.
No. By the way, but did any of you guys think like last night they did the typical Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman can't touch each other thing, which by the way, it is stupid, but it gets me every time. Like I like stuff like that personally. I think they did it like a couple of weeks ago, so
that's why it was stupid.
It was too soon.
Yeah.
But here's the
that whole security shit holding people back. Like, okay, I'm getting tired of seeing that shit now.
But here's the kicker though. When the wrestlers come out to hold people back, Kalisto for some reason is in there.
Oh my god! Thank God you reminded me of this. The only guy that really stood out to me was Titus O'Neil. Because he had this fucking suit on. Everybody else has their fucking boxers and their fucking chest out.
That stood out to me is Kalisto because who the fuck is he going to hold back?
I didn't even see Kalisto. He's so small.
Exactly. That's my point. What the hell was he doing? Who's he going to hold? Brock or Braun?
He was holding Brock's leg.
And then Jeff Hardy, by the way. Go watch the video again. Jeff Hardy's getting trampled and he gets out of there.
Oh, shit.
He just bounced. He's like, that's it. Just came back. Trying to get hurt.
It's funny. Kalisto trying to hold somebody back. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh my god!
I've ever seen. So does anybody have the? I'm gonna try to pull up the official card because it's like
I don't even know how many cards how many fights are on this card.
a lot.
I don't even know.
Well, let's mention the two that we saw on Raw. Off the top of that.
Let's get the official one so that we know that some of these are going to be on the pre-show.
Oh, definitely.
Oh man.
Which is also 2 hours.
What time is the pre-show? That starts at what? 4?
No, 5.
I don't know, but I ain't watching that shit. Fuck out of here.
Pre-show starts at 1 p.m. Leads into 12 midnight.
Let me see if I can pull up the card, man.
I'm trying to pull up.
How unprofessional we sound right now.
I got the card.
All right, I got it right here.
Sure.
Wait a minute. Do I got it? No, I got it.
Wait, no, that's TNA's card or global. Whatever.
Okay, even though they didn't mention anything about this, Hardys were supposed to face Anderson and Gallows. I'm sure they're going to do something with that. And I'm fearing that the Hardys will be on the pre-show, which is, not good. Obviously,
I'm fearing they're going to team up with Jason Jordan again and have another 6-man. That's what I'm fearing. But
Jason Jordan does he even have a match at SummerSlam?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like they'll probably probably do the 6-man tag thing.
If they do that, fine, cool. But that was such a.
Got a match. That's fucked up.
What was the point?
By the way, yesterday I had to ask somebody who the Intercontinental Champion was, and they reminded me it was The Miz.
Yeah, I know, right?
I didn't know that. I didn't say.
I think is gonna fight The Miz, right?
No.
They wait, but they scrapped the idea, didn't they?
Yeah,
then they didn't want.
Yes,
they scrapped it because they didn't like Jason Jordan's reactions.
Again, Hardys was supposed to face Anderson and Gallows, and Miz was supposed to face Jason Jordan, but after last night, not going to happen. And by the way, the Miz is the Intercontinental Champion. What a downfall for that guy. Yeah, he's the Charlotte of Raw.
Yeah.
It still states that the Hardys are going to fight Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, but I see that should be in the pre-show, honestly.
I do too. By the way, I got to talk about this before we get into the actual card. They've been doing this Ambrose and Seth Rollins thing, and
yes,
honestly, yesterday, I like it personally.
It's just the crowd, dude. It was just the crowd that really hyped it up.
I like it, but Ambrose and Rollins, the teasing thing.
Yeah, it's so fucking annoying.
So fucking kiddie. Give me a fist bump. No, I don't want to give you a fist bump. But no, but give it to me. Okay, I'm gonna give it to you now. No, I don't want it no more. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, it's annoying. It was annoying, dude. It was annoying.
It was pissing me off, yeah.
Fuck each other, dude. Like that's not what it felt like.
They just remind me of fucking two kids in a fucking playground, like arguing about giving each other a 5 and a fist bump. Like that shit was so stupid.
Right. Should not have teased it that long. They should have just, a little bit and then that's it. But the way that they were carrying on, man, and I did like the brawl because guys, I don't know if you know this, I'm sure you do, but sometimes I have family members that have fights with people and then they became best friends. So I understood that.
You get it out your system that way.
Exactly, yeah. So I actually like that.
But did you have I don't know, just this something about I don't know what it is. Something about Seth Rollins, like, I know you don't trust me, but I'm gonna prove it to you. Hey, come on, man.
Because I love you.
It's like he's trying to get back with his ex or something. Like, what the hell?
But that's what I said. It's not like they were gonna fuck each other.
Yeah. Look at the payoff. It's them and Pat Patterson, in Triple Threat.
I bet you this is Pat Patterson's idea.
They're gonna be on Donahue tomorrow.
They fist bumping. They're gonna start blushing next. Like, get the fuck out of here.
They're gonna be on Donahue, and the
first
thing I'm gonna say is I thought Donahue was canceled.
Dean Ambrose is gonna brush the Seth Rollins hair in the next episode.
Because of you. Let me stop.
All right, so let's start with the corny stuff first. Big Show versus Kaz. Now, they set up last night that Big Show hurt his little hand, so I guess he can't throw a punch in the match. I swear to God, that's the storyline.
Oh, my God.
His little hand, so now that's going to cause him to lose the match.
So basically, he's going to slap the shit out of him is what he's going to do.
Because everybody in Brooklyn wants to see that match.
Basically, nobody's going to give a fuck about his hand or him. This match.
No, but they will, because this guy's going to be hanging from the shark cage again because of the toy. That's why they do it, just in case nobody knows. But yeah, nobody wants to see that match. Come on. And Big Show can't just lose clean. He has to have a broken hand. Really?
He's the Big Show.
Yeah.
No, I think Cass is going to win. I don't give a fuck.
Sure. Exactly.
He's gonna win.
He did have good heat last night. I mean, you got to admit that. He did have good heat.
Yeah, but was it heat or was it heat that people just don't give a fuck?
Byron, WWE is going to take that as heat.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's true, too.
Okay, Randy Orton versus Rusev. Randy Orton is going to squash this guy.
I'm sorry, I don't give a shit about that match. Anything with Randy Orton is just not my thing.
It's not about what you give a shit about, just to say who wins or who loses.
Oh, okay.
Randy is going to squash this guy. One RKO and that's it.
Yeah, it's going to be Randy all the way. He's lost a lot of matches, so yeah, it's going to be Randy.
Yeah,
and I feel bad for Rusev because Rusev is such a talent, dude.
Yeah, he is.
So fucking
I thought he had an amazing match with Chad Gable on SmackDown. Honestly.
Unbelievable, man. It just makes me sad for this guy. He's a talent, dude.
Yeah,
and you're
he
gonna
is.
squash him when he comes back like that.
I told you that when he split with Lana, that was not going to be a good thing for him. I just think that, and also the I don't know, like they just took a lot of things away from him that he needed. But anyway, for some god awful reason, this is going to happen again. Tozawa defending the Cruiserweight Championship against Neville, because that makes total sense. I mean, I get why they did it, because the whole what does Titus O'Neil call his thing?
Titus Worldwide.
Titus Worldwide. He does these videos, after Raw, and they have been getting over. Believe it or not. Like, I actually saw, like, I think it was Dana Brooke trying to get in the Titus Worldwide thing, and it is getting over. People, believe it or not, people do like this thing, and I believe that that's one of the main reasons why Tozawa got the belt.
I like it now.
I just
like
don't
it. I don't know.
why it wasn't at SummerSlam. That's all.
I like the fact that he just comes out and does the ha with Tozawa. Like, it's fucking, to me, I just find it comical. Like, he's so stupid, so big doing that shit.
I realized like how small Apollo Crews was. He was like the same size as Tozawa.
But with that being said, I think Neville's going to get the belt back.
Really?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, definitely.
Fire?
205. Neville.
I don't know what that means.
Neville. Because he's 205.
He's the Neville
guy.
So is Tozawa.
Please.
They're both at 205.
No, it's just Neville. Neville is 205. So
really? I'm going with Tozawa all the way.
Honestly, either way, I'm just going to say Neville because I don't care. So I'm just going to say Neville, and I'm never going to watch them anyways at 205, so it doesn't even matter to me. So I'm going to say Neville.
Here's another match that really just nobody
cares.
Not this match. The other match I'm about to mention. Not that nobody cares, but it's a match that we know it doesn't mean anything, because John Cena is going to go to Raw the next night. Mm-hmm. So John Cena versus Baron Corbin, which, by the way, we haven't even mentioned the fact that on tonight's episode of Smackdown, John Cena wrestled Jinder Mahal, the match they should have had at the SummerSlam. And on top of that, Baron Corbin came out and cashed in the Money in the Bank to a very loud pop. And I believe that pop was more for the whole Money in the Bank feeling than it was for Baron Corbin. People just pop for the Money in the Bank all the time. Yeah. But Baron Corbin cashes it in and loses. That's right. Jinder Mahal pins Baron Corbin, basically taking out the whole concept of what everybody was thinking.
That was the greatest thing I've ever seen. That was the greatest thing I've ever seen.
You have to explain to everybody how it went down, because not everybody saw what happened.
But everybody thought, let me just say this, everybody thought that he was going to do this at SummerSlam. That's what everybody was banking on. And I think WWE did this to say that's not going to happen at SummerSlam. That's what that was, in my opinion.
But at the 3 count, his shoulder did look up. So hopefully they don't try to play that. Because I really did like what he did today. I thought it was the greatest money ever.
JBL actually put it over as he lost. JBL put that over very, very. I think he might be the first person to cash in and lose. Or maybe I'm
Cena
not.
did. Cena lost too.
Oh,
he did?
And Sandow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. Okay, but
they could next week say this guy may come out and say, hey, I got lawyers, this didn't really happen. I mean, who the fuck knows?
No, JBL put it over, dude. He put it over hard that he lost.
Doesn't matter. I mean, they could always change it.
Yeah, his shoulder was up at the 3 count, so I have a feeling that's me.
Why are you trying to take this away from me?
I wanted to stay like that. I thought that was the greatest cash in ever. That was the greatest cash in ever. And the fact that Jinder Mahal is the one that did it, that's what made it even better. To be honest with you.
So how the hell did Jinder Mahal do it?
Two guys that don't count beat each other.
So what? Cena beat Jinder Mahal, and then what happened?
Cena distracted Baron, and Jinder rolled him up, and did a really good cover.
No, that's not what happened. John Cena did the AA from the top rope. He was about to pin him. Baron Corbin comes out and interrupts John Cena's 3 count, beats up John Cena. He tries to cash it in. John Cena goes in the apron. He swings at John Cena after the bell rings, and then Jinder Mahal just rolls him up and beats him 1-2. Yeah, it was fucking hilarious, man. It was fucking funny. It
was awesome.
I think that's such a cool last way they had a match with Cena and Jinder, and not having them lose either one of them, and still have Jinder come out looking better.
And not only that, but like I said, my theory is that they wanted to eliminate that equation from the SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why give it to Baron Corbin if you're not gonna really use him?
I think this was last minute, dude. I really do. I think it was last minute. They wanted to. Everybody was saying everywhere that Mahal was. I mean, I'm sorry, Baron Corbin was going to do it at SummerSlam. That Nakamura was going to win the title, and immediately upon winning the title, Baron was going to come out. And I think
because of the feud that they were having before,
right? And I think that WWE said, you know what, let's throw them off. They do that sometimes. They change on a whim.
Yeah.
That's what I believe. Now,
but you know what? But you know what? Good surprise. But I don't think it's over. I think he might come out next week and start saying, this didn't really happen.
Honestly,
I'm sorry, Joey.
I've given him a chance.
Did the bell ring?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, he lost.
If it rang, then he lost.
He lost. So John Cena versus Baron Corbin. John Cena's leaving. He's going to Raw.
He's beating Corbin. There's no fucking. I don't see why would he lose against Corbin.
Because Corbin just lost. I don't know. Because
yes, maybe.
They don't want Corbin to look that bad, and Cena's leaving.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean, like I don't know about this one.
And Cena right now is doing the jobs for a lot of the young talent, and he's putting over because he's not going to stick around. You know, he already said he's back. But it's basically to put the new talent over, and that's what he's there for at this point because he's not going to be there for that long.
So there's a point to helping young talent, and there's also a point to, I don't think Cena should be losing that much, in my opinion.
No, I don't.
Yes, you give back to the business, but if you look at any history, any eras, New Generation, cartoon, attitude, ruthless aggression, PG. Nobody's really done that. Like Hogan wasn't jobbing like crazy in '92. Warrior wasn't jobbing like crazy when he had the belt, or excuse me, after he had the belt.
Listen, first of all, you know what it is? Nowadays they call it giving back to the business.
Right, exactly, but that's a new thing though, because people weren't doing that back then. I don't know where this tradition.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah.
I don't know. Where's the tradition? Because Bret Hart wasn't doing it. Hell, he had a massive outburst because of it. Like
knocking people out and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like when has this ever really been a tradition? Because maybe I'm confused, but I don't remember a guy that was the top guy losing crazy amount of matches. I don't remember it. It didn't have Austin. They almost tried to get him, but he escaped.
He was like, "Well, I lose to who? I'm out of here."
Because they wanted him to lose. The original plan was that he was going to lose to Scott Hall at WrestleMania. I thought
you were talking about the Brock Lesnar thing.
No, I am talking about the Brock Lesnar thing, but that was added. He was supposed to lose to Scott. I forgot who he lost to around that time. He also lost to somebody else around that time, and then Brock was the I can't take it anymore. That was the ultimate, which I agree 100% with Austin, by the way. A King of the Ring qualifying match. Get the fuck out of here. I would have been on that plane with Austin. Get the fuck out of here. But so do you see Cena losing? Because I mean, I'm sorry. Do you see Cena losing or winning?
He just lost to Nakamura, though. I mean, that's gonna be hard. But if I had to choose one, I think Baron Corbin's losing.
I gotta go with Baron winning in some kind of shenanigans. I can't see John Cena beating him and then being off his merry way to Raw. Because then what about Baron? I mean, unless they just gave up on Baron Corbin.
That's what I'm saying, because Cena just lost to Nakamura. I mean, if he loses again, then you're right that he is losing too much back to back.
He's losing too much. Truthfully. Way too much. I don't think you should give that much.
Don't get back to the business. Don't get back to the business that much. I mean, just get a little bit.
Honestly, you gotta have some mystique. You can say what you want about Hogan, but he kept that. He protected that, and I agree with him. I agree with and Goldberg too. I agree with that. You can't. Just because you're a top guy, I don't know, man. It's just, it depends. But Cena's been losing way too much. I just don't know about this one. This is a
it's
match.
a little tricky. It's a little
tricky,
sure.
right? Like, I mean, Baron, again, Cena's leaving, so you can't have your SmackDown guy look that bad because I don't know, like.
I mean, like I said, Cena's there to put guys over. So if anybody's gonna lose, I would say it's gonna be Cena. But then Cena's going to Raw, so you're gonna make Cena look weak.
And by the way, Cena's going to Raw to feud with Brock, so.
You got to make him look strong if he's going to feud with somebody else. But you know what? Cena has cemented his legacy as the top guy. So even if he loses, he's still that draw. So I'm going to say Cena is going to do the job to Baron.
I can't see if I don't know, man. Cena's going there to feud with Brock or whoever the champion may be. And to set up Roman and Cena, you have to keep Cena strong.
True.
If you're setting up Roman Cena, which I believe is the right match.
Okay, so if they're gonna do that, then that means they gave up on Baron. Yeah. If they do that, if you see that happen, then they gave up on Baron.
Yeah, I mean, my gut is that they did this at the last minute, so we don't know yet if they gave up on Baron. But I agree with Byron. If he loses on Sunday, they gave up on Baron.
Yeah, they're gonna give up on him after they give him a brand new theme song. It's crazy.
Which is horrible, by the way. Horrible.
Yeah, I like the old one.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe they are better.
Not that was any great, but still better. Actually, no, I do like that theme song, the older one. So yeah, I mean, they're building Roman Cena, and I said that maybe a year ago or 2 years ago that should be the match that should happen at WrestleMania, because Roman's the guy. I mean, he's the next John Cena, or is John Cena now. So I just can't see Cena, losing. I don't know, man.
No,
I don't think it looks right. Personally.
Right, but like I said,
yeah, you would have never seen Hogan do it. You would have never seen Brett, Shawn. Never.
But then again, we all know Cena is not.
Okay,
he doesn't have an ego like.
Wait. Oh, if you're watching the Downey, can you just wait until we?
No. Let me tell you. Did you see the video? Oh, this shit is hilarious. Fucking Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss. I gotta tell you this. This is fucking hilarious. You gotta look it up. Nia Jax is carrying Alexa Bliss out of the ring of the arena, and a little black kid smacks fucking Alexa Bliss right on her ass, bro. And you see Nia Jax's face like, oh, like what the hell? And she kept walking. And in the ending of the video, Alexa Bliss asking her, "Did he just smack my ass?" Like, it's fucking hilarious. It's in a house show. It's funny as fuck. I'm sorry. You gotta see it. Anyway, go ahead.
I will definitely see it. I like Alexa Bliss.
He smacked her right in the ass. It was fucking funny. Then her face is priceless after that.
I don't know why you had to mention he was a black kid, but like I don't know what that had to do with anything.
Dan Hulums. No, I'm joking. Go ahead.
This is a match that actually, believe it or not, as much as I didn't like the whole gayness that was going on between Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, I think this is going to be an awesome match because these guys are going to go at it. Sheamus and Cesaro, have become an amazing tag team. They remind me a lot of the Hollywood Blondes who were put together and, because they didn't know what to do with them and stuff, but they made it work. And Sheamus and Cesaro are an example of two guys that were put together and making it work because these guys are awesome as a tag team. They work stiff. They had some incredible matches with the Hardys. And I think that Ambrose and Seth is going to be a great match. That's going to be one of the better matches of the night, if they have time. But Ambrose and Seth,
I agree. I agree with you on that.
Ambrose and Seth all the way, by the way, winning tag team titles. having said what I said about Sheamus and Cesaro, they are so losing the belts. Because I think that Rollins and Ambrose, now one or two things are going to happen. Rollins and Ambrose are going to win, and they're going to, be okay, or Ambrose turns heel on Seth that night. Now, that's personally what I want to happen because I think that's where you're going to see the real Dean Ambrose. And it would be interesting because, he's gotten Seth has gotten Ambrose to trust him, and then all of a sudden it's Dean that does it. I think that would be cool. So what do you think, Byron? Who's going to win or what?
I'm definitely, I would have to say Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins because they just put these guys together.
Yeah,
for a reason. So I can't see them losing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, exactly. They were just in the ring for 20 minutes playing footsie and you know what I mean, holding hands. So yeah, fist bumping. I'm pretty sure.
So nobody sees
Yeah, they're
Ambrose
gonna
turning.
win.
Hey, you know what? If that was to happen,
That should happen. Yeah.
I think yeah, but it would be like a comedic thing. I think if
No,
you're
I
gonna
don't
make
think
it
so.
serious, no, if you're gonna make it serious where Dean Ambrose turns him on him, it's gonna have to last for a long time, and let him do it when the time is right. Don't do it right now because it's gonna look too comedic. Like
I disagree, dude. I think doing it right now is the right thing because he just got him to trust him, and then Ambrose screws him.
By the way, but you want him to trust him 100%, man. You like?
No, I agree.
That would make more sense.
But you're right, actually. But whenever they do it, it's not going to be comedic.
Right, but I think if he does it on Sunday, it's way too fast. I think people are gonna be like laughing at it, like, "Oh, he just." You get what I'm saying? Like, because we all know Dean Ambrose is that.
Want it, dude. People are gonna.
No, but here's the thing: Dean Ambrose is that type of guy that does all these weird things where he just like flips out and he just attacks this person. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
nah, people are not gonna take it like that. What the?
I'm sorry.
I don't know what the hell.
I'm sorry, that was me. I kept looking at him slap her ass. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So Seth Rollins and Ambrose. Okay, so the next.
You don't want my predictions, all right? That's like. Oh, I did. Oh, I'm sorry. I was distracted with her ass.
The next match is Naomi versus Natalia. This is a match I truly don't care about. Like, this is a match I mean, I get Naomi. Listen, again, another person that's.
I don't get it. Naomi is horrible on the mic. She has no charisma. She's horrible.
Another person that's all entrance. That's it. All entrance. That's what she has, and also her title looks awesome, because it does. Like, if they sold it, I would probably buy it. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
It's a nice looking belt. I like it.
It's a cool looking belt. Like, I would totally buy that.
Yeah.
I've like recently I've just gotten so into the fucking like replica belts. Like, I'm ashamed of myself. Like, really am, because I was always against it, and I would always make fun of. I think I made fun of Brock Lesnar, dude, because I think he was walking around with it, and now like I'm about to buy the real one, and now I'm getting it re-leathered and all that. Like, I'm totally into it now. But anyway, if they sold that, I would totally buy it. But that's all she is entrance. Natalia should have gotten this. You could say 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. She should have gotten this push. They waited too long for Natalia to get this push. Nobody cares. That's the problem with they buried Becky Lynch, who was kind of like one of the females that was getting pops and really people liked her. But they went with Natalia at a time where, people were just, I think people have given up on Natalia. You know what I mean? I don't know if anybody's listening, but but Natalia, too little, too late, in my opinion, for Natalia.
Yes, and I agree with you on that.
You know
what? I still say give her due, man, because she's been there. She's stuck by the farting.
Oh God!
All this weird shit that they did to her, and right now she's getting the opportunity to enjoy the last moments of her career.
Stuck in a farting.
Yeah, but don't you think it's weird timing though? Like, this is what you should have done 6-7 months ago.
But that's what I'm saying. Things have changed. You just remember this.
My thing is the crowd's not going to be into it. The crowd's not going to be into it.
No, and it doesn't even matter at this point because I agree with you, yes, but I think, like I said, SmackDown is different place. It's a different playground. Everything's they're actually paying attention to all the females, so she's getting an opportunity that she didn't get years ago, and maybe she let her enjoy the rest of her last opportunity she has because it's not going to last forever. She's already pretty much at the end of her career.
Maybe I actually am wrong about the crowd because it is Brooklyn, so they probably will give her respect pop.
Maybe.
But I just fear that.
Who's she going up against?
Naomi for the title.
Oh yeah, you know what? They might shit on Naomi actually. Now that you mention
it,
they probably will because she's one of the first. Yeah, it's Brooklyn, and they're probably not gonna like that whole sparkly and lighty thing, and they're gonna take Natalie's side as a real wrestler side. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
But you never know. Brooklyn is a rowdy place when it comes to main events like this, man. Like events, like SummerSlam and all that shit. So they're gonna let you know what is what there. Yeah. So we'll know on Sunday.
I'm going with Naomi. That's who I'm going with because I think WWE is marketing Naomi. She has the entrance. She has the title. I think they will start selling that title eventually. So that's who I'm going with. Unfortunately, I would love to see Natalya have her moment, and I do agree with you. The crowd's probably going to be behind Natalya. But then again, I don't know because, again, this is such a weird time to do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Such, and also let's not forget that this bitch has Money in the Bank.
This bitch.
Yeah, because I just don't get that girl at all. I don't. She looks like a stick out there. Who is she gonna be? Really?
I like her though. I like her. I just like her gimmick. I like her personality out there. I've always
talking
liked
about who?
Carmella.
Oh yeah. I'm starting to like her. She's starting to look sexy to me. So definitely.
I never
really?
had.
She has no fucking meat on her bones, dude.
She don't, but I just like the way she dressed. That's it. Okay. I think I would like her like the way she dresses now than compared to like if she were to dress like with a dress and shit. I don't think she'll look right. I like the way she looks now. Hat, showing her belly.
Here's the other match, and this one for the Smackdown tag, and this is another match that I think, if given time, will be one of the best matches of the night, and that's the Usos versus the New Day, which has actually had a good story. They had an outstanding match on the last the only thing that was good about the pay-per-view the last time was this match. Today. So. And also I don't know if you noticed. I have, because like I said, I'm into the replica title thing. New Day has a version of the tag team titles that, something that the Ultimate Warrior would have done back in the day. And if you haven't seen it, go check it out. The New Day, and they are selling it. So my point is that New Day is definitely winning this match. They just came out with those belts. They're going to have those belts for a little while.
What belts did they come out with?
They came out with like the New Day version of the tag team titles. It looks really cool. Like it's way better than the regular tag team titles. It's the new, all their stuff is on it. The Bootios, it's blue, and not blue like SmackDown, but they're color blue, and the back is pink. It looks really cool.
I think Naomi is bringing that trend now, where I think the wrestlers are gonna start decorating their own title and making it unique. Well, which I don't. But you know what? Yeah, like Warrior used to do it also. Like he would change the strap of the colors and shit. And I don't think that's a bad idea. I think that actually makes the title more interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I agree, but I do also agree with Natty in her storyline promo that you shouldn't do that to the title. Like there's a little part of me that agrees with that. Like especially like the one that Mahal has, which is the actual WWE title. I don't think you should ever change that unless you only the color strap. Yes, I agree with that, but you should not change anything else about that title.
Yeah, but think about it. Naomi has that unique thing about her where she's about lights.
Right.
Cool. She added her flavor, just like Cena added his flavor to the fucking belt. Right. I mean, it was the ugliest shit in the world.
Well, it fit him though.
But it fit the character, who he was. You know what I'm saying?
But what they do now is, and this is, by the way, probably because of the Smoking Skull title that Austin had, and The Rock also had a Brahma Bull title.
Yeah.
You could change the side plates. Basically, everybody has their own side plates, so it is individual. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's not like it was like when you buy the WWE title, it says WWE on the sides, but you could change that to like a Brock Lesnar logo. Whoever gets the belt. I don't know if you ever noticed that, but whoever gets the belt, like they'll have, Dean Ambrose has it. It's his logo on the side. Mm-hmm. So it does make it individual. That is kind of cool. Like maybe in the future, I'll get the AJ Styles side plates because I do like those. And the Goldberg because it has his logo on it. But so it does. So it is individual. They did do it for that reason. I think Naomi, like you said, she's into the life thing, so it fits her perfectly.
Yeah.
But anyway, so New Day Usos.
New Day.
Like I said, I'm going with New Day because they just came out.
New Day just got the belt, so yeah.
They're selling those belts, so and believe me, people are buying them.
And the Usos, I would have said they should have kept the belts until SummerSlam, but they fucked that up.
Yeah.
So I don't see them Yeah.
But I think that WWE, and we talked about this the last time. I think WWE thought that pay-per-view was going to be good, but it turned out that was the only match that was good. So they probably were like, "Oh shit, we probably should have probably saved that," but they didn't know. They thought the pay-per-view was going to be good, you know.
Yeah.
So I can't blame them for that one. Another women's championship match, and this is a match that I am into because there's real life heat between these two females. Not to mention the fact that it might be one of the two best females on the roster, certainly on Raw. And that's Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks for the women's.
There's real heat between them.
There's real. Oh, dude.
I know.
Let's bring it to the table.
I didn't know this.
Oh yeah.
What is the real heat? What are you talking about?
I mean, you got to look it up. But if you watch,
thanks for your journalism.
This show is not going to be long.
We already passed the fucking hour. We're supposed to.
No, but exactly, that's my point. You want me to get into the whole thing about this? Like, come on.
I think if you mention something like that, people would want to know what the hell are you talking about.
You know, though, because everybody's aware of it.
All right, guys, look it up.
Yeah, watch Bring It to the Table or look it up. Believe me, there's real life heat. Anyway, this is going to be. I think it's going to be an awesome match, and I believe that Sasha will win this match.
You know who's become best of friends? I've noticed. Just the two girls you mentioned. At the event that somebody got smacked in the ass. It's Naya and Alexa. They become best of friends, man. Like they be posting up.
Yeah, on Instagram all the fucking time.
They be riding little bikes together and all types of shit.
Well, wait. First of all, Bohemian Ladies riding a little bike.
Yeah.
What?
They were riding like a little tiny circus bike together.
How can she ride a tiny bike? Come on, stop.
I don't know. They had the video. Like they had.
So wait, you know about that, but you don't know about the real life heat between.
Well,
Sasha.
The thing is, I haven't heard anything about that.
Wow.
So
That's crazy.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah. They did a promo like 2 weeks ago, and people were talking about that promo.
I probably wasn't even paying attention to it. That's probably what happened.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real. I didn't hear about this either. So yeah.
And you guys obviously didn't see Bring It to the Table.
No, I didn't see it. No, I didn't.
Not at all. But I will take a look at it tonight. Now that you mentioned it, I'm curious.
Show. By the way, real quick, that's one of the bright spots, by the way, on WWE Network. Because I got to tell you, man, what happened to we're gonna do exclusive shows, like the Monday Night Wars and stuff like. They haven't done any of that. Like the only reason I go on the network is to watch pay-per-views. I don't go on the network unless some people are nostalgic and I'll start watching like old stuff because I did that, a couple of days ago. I was watching Saturday Night's Main Event. No, I was watching Saturday Night's Main Event with Hogan and Andre, which I don't know if you know this. You know how many people watched the last episode of Breaking Bad? 10 million people. Do you know how many people watched the Hogan Andre match? 33 million.
Really? On the network?
No, when it happened.
Oh. I was like, what the fuck?
You talking about when fucking Hogan lost the belt?
Yes. They were identical!
Hogan was crying in the backstage. God, that was when I really I thought wrestling was real, man. And I saw Hogan cry.
That is the most watched match in the history of wrestling. 33 million.
And that's people. And that's because we have internet now, so it ruined everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, and Andre the Giant won the belt with the fucking side slam. That's it.
Right. By the way, according to Andre, he won the tag team titles, not the WWE.
Oh yeah, that's what he said in the interview, right?
I want to thank you for the tag team championship. Like what?
He was drunk.
I love how that goes. But anyway, the point is that that was one of the reasons why the WWE Network, but they haven't done anything like that. Somebody pointed that out. Like, where's we want to see the documentaries, we want to see the 24s and stuff like that. Like WWE's not doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, and they're losing people on the network. I don't know if you know this, and that's probably one of the reasons why nobody gives a shit about fucking Right Along. Who gives a shit? Like, honestly,
that's why they're about to cancel that shit.
No, but honestly, like,
how do they cancel Smack Talk or Smacking Talk, whatever the fuck it was called? Smack Talk. because that Talking Smack, because that show was really good. I mean, like I told you before. I remember telling you because you guys didn't watch it. But I remember they be just letting loose. They don't fucking go by script.
That's why.
And I remember I told you how Bailey came out and Booker T was on her like, come on, you gotta sound more convincing. And he's trying to force her to cut a major promo there, and she looked so uncomfortable. Like that show was so good, and they canceled something like that.
That's why.
And you're talking about this whole Rosenberg show. They're gonna wind up canceling that show too because that's one of the best shows on there. They cancel the best shows,
and they canceled the JBL show.
And that's what I'm saying. How do you cancel the best shows on the network, man?
Yeah, but at least Daniel Bryan and Renee Young had a smacking talk when they made fun of the whole Jason Jordan thing. So
yeah,
which I thought that was brilliant. That was brilliantly done, man. That was fucking great.
That was great.
But WWE did not like that. But anyway, let's keep on with the prediction, man. It's already we half an hour past time, man.
Imagine how I'm gonna feel sitting there at SummerSlam.
Oh my God, I'm not even prepared for that.
I guarantee you. I think you shouldn't go that early. Maybe you should go at 8 o'clock and be there at 8 exactly.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like I really like. I've gone to the last 3 house shows, and sitting there for some reason when you watch a wrestling show, it sucks your energy. I don't know why. I really don't. Like America's Got Talent, I would be okay. Like I would be into it. But when you're at a wrestling show, for some fucking reason, like it sucks the energy right out of you. I don't know why. And I'm surprised people could still pop at the end of the night. Like I'm always amazed. But anyway, so Sasha or Alexa?
Sasha.
I'm gonna say Alexa because I like Alexa, so I'm going with Alexa.
I think Sasha's gonna win because Alexa lost a lot of buzz, man. In my opinion, from SmackDown.
That promo that she did. Remember that promo? I'm sorry, not that promo. This Is Your Life.
Oh.
Yeah. That right there. I don't know.
But that was not her. That was them putting her out there.
Byron, it still killed a little bit of her thing.
I think Sasha Banks is gonna win and Bailey comes back as a heel.
Yeah, that's what I think.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Congratulates Sasha and attacks her and then gives her a hug.
But yours makes sense. But can I still say Alexa Bliss because I like her? Okay.
I love Alexa Bliss. That's my girl right there. Actually, believe it or not, I don't know if you saw her new T-shirt. I'm getting it. I don't give a shit. Like I like her new T-shirt.
I think she's cool, man.
She has this cartoon now, like that they're promoting, and it has the Twisted Bliss on it. I love it. I love her.
Yeah.
So a match that happened yesterday on Raw, which makes no fucking sense. Finn Balor, this time Demon. Finn Balor versus.
Oh, this is so fucking obvious. Dude.
Wait, the Demon King.
Yes, the Demon King, because he's going to be very different now.
That's what they call him, the Demon King.
His footsies from the top rope are going to be an inch higher. So yeah, Finn Balor all the way.
All the way, Finn Balor.
Yep. Yeah, Finn Balor.
I was gonna say somebody else, but fuck it.
Okay, so believe it or not, and I never thought I would say this, but Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles for the United States title. I'm not looking forward to this because I've seen it, and I've actually seen it live. Like I was actually at one of these things where.
Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be saying this because I know we're running out of time. But before I forget, because this is something that we probably won't even mention the next time we're on. But at a house show, Pat Patterson was, I think, being attacked by Jinder Mahal.
Yes.
And
that was Montreal.
Yeah, Montreal. Yeah. And Sami Zayn came out, or some shit happened, but then Kevin Owens came out as a good guy to help Sami Zayn beat up Jinder Mahal and the bad guys.
They're all from Montreal.
So I thought that was a very cool thing that they did at a house show and nobody knows about it unless you really look into the internet and shit. I thought that was a very cool thing.
I mean, I didn't look for it. It came up as a suggested video I should watch. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people seen that shit.
But that's what I'm saying. Like if you have things that are linked to wrestling, that's what you're.
I didn't really get excited when I seen it.
I thought it was cool.
I agree with Byron. You're in Montreal. They're all from Montreal. I think it's cool.
Those guys did not expect Kevin Owens to come and help Sammy.
I Come on. One of us got to come up with the Pat Patterson joke, man. You know,
Why did they come out to help Pat Patterson?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why? What did Pat Patterson do to these people? No, it's not.
Go watch Donahue. You'll find out what he did. Honestly, when you watch it, text me, please. Let me know that you watched it. Like, I want to know that you watched it.
I'm gonna text you.
I'm telling you, you will see that is one of the greatest things you will ever see. Honestly, I'm being serious.
I think I might have seen it when I was a kid, but I don't remember nothing of it though.
Exactly. You look at it completely differently now. Like I saw it on Saturday.
I'm gonna watch the CNN one because that one I don't remember much about it.
And by the way, if anybody is connected to that video, the CNN thing, you'll find it. But yeah, I could I hadn't watched it in a really, really long time. I forgot how graphic it was. Like, I really did. I forgot how graphic it was, and the fact that Vince sat there and took everything. Like, he was taking it from all sides, man.
He looked so uncomfortable.
But Donahue was defending him a little bit. Like, I was like, whoa. Like, I looked at it with completely different eyes.
It should have been Chris Hansen doing that shit. Did you have sexual relations with Pat Patterson?
Hey, what are you doing here, Vince?
Did he stick his blank in your blank?
Didn't you write this transcript about his check? If you don't come to the house, Did you ever see the one
where the guy walks in naked?
Yes. He pulled out his pants in front of the house.
He was an Indian guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. And then, oh my God, the guy that walked in with his son, dude.
What? Yeah. I didn't see that one.
Oh, YouTube, man.
I just find it funny because he's like, you said you was going to stick your blank.
Dude, everybody that was working, the cops and the people that were watching on the monitors, they were all stunned. But the guy walked in I think he might have been like maybe 5 or 6.
What?
Oh, yes. What about the guy who brought cookies for the little girl?
Yeah. It was the guy that brought McDonald's, too.
Oh, what?
McDonald's. A guy brought McDonald's for the girl.
I just find it funny with the cookies. It's a little girl, so
that was. And she actually says, "You brought the cookies?"
Yeah, I remember.
That was the greatest
shows ever.
Yo, that is one of those funniest
but
shows.
hold up, but you don't ask yourself, like, in 2017, with all these fake shit that go on TV, like, was it fake or was it real? Because
that's why they don't do it no more.
Oh,
Chris Hansen actually has said, because he has another show on this channel, it's an all murder channel, and he actually said they can't do it now because of the internet. They can't do it.
Oh, man.
And by the way, what's amazing is that went on for a while, and by the time it was like maybe 2-3 years in, there were people that went inside the house that saw episodes of that show.
I already know what's happening here. Where's Chris Hansen?
I knew it. He was the guy that
What about the guy who got caught twice in 1 month? that was the get caught twice in 1 month.
Like, Chris Hansen caught him twice.
Yes. He got released and then he came back for another meetup and realized he was Chris Hansen and the cops came and tackled him.
About that is that everybody always had the same, like, they would lose their breath when they started talking. Like, there was that skit. Like, it reminded me of Mike Tyson when he was ever. I don't know if you ever saw the press conference where he started a brawl, and he was like, "I'm gonna eat your ass. I'm gonna eat your kid." And Mike Tyson was losing his breath. Like, that's what it reminded me of. Like, when you're so when you're so angry or you're so scared, you can't. You literally lose your breath. Yeah. And guys would walk in there and they wouldn't be able to talk. Like, no, I'm not doing anything. What are you doing here?
No,
I was going to talk to her.
She said she was 15. But wait a second.
It would be like, I was coming here to warn her about people like this.
No, I just came to bring her some cookies because she likes cookies.
What are you doing with the weed then?
What is this transcript about you bringing condoms and whipped cream? What is this about?
Why do you have battery acid?
You said you would lick it off his genitalia?
There was someone that brought rope.
Yo, seriously. The ones that the gay guys that would come there to lick whipped cream off the genitalias and shit. He would say that shit on the TV. Like, what is this genitalia licking whipped cream?
He would read it back to you like, didn't you say that you wanted to stick your penis inside of him?
No, I didn't.
No, he used to say blank. Stick your blank in her blank. He always said that because he couldn't say the word.
More funnier.
The guys were like, no, I didn't say that. Are you sure? Because your screen name is right here.
Your screen name, Bubble Butt 24.
But she said he was 15.
Screen name, I love boys.
Oh my god!
So you told me that you're not I love boys?
I love underage girls. Oh no!
Fetish for boys.
I like them 12.
Fetish for boys 24/7. Anyway, come on.
Oh my god!
Come on, we gotta finish this prediction, man. Come on, man. We like the producer's getting mad at us, man.
I spent a whole day on YouTube watching that, man. You cannot get off of YouTube if you start watching that.
It's fucking hilarious. I used to watch them shits religiously, man.
You ever saw somebody remix it to make it look like a sitcom?
No.
Oh, dude, you gotta watch that. It has like that 90s sitcom thing, and
yeah, didn't it get to a point that they had like cartoons making fun of it? I remember I saw a cartoon like
everything
everywhere
making fun of it.
Yeah.
I think even Family Guys made fun of it.
I think it was Family Guy.
All right. So Kevin Owens versus AJ with Shane McMahon.
This is the match we were supposed to be talking about. How the fuck?
I don't know how the fuck we got there.
Because he want to talk about Pat Patterson, fucking you getting his butthole rescued by two Canadians. Like I don't want to hear.
But I had to mention Montreal.
Yeah. All right, that's enough. I'm ready.
What happens in Montreal?
Oh my god!
Nothing good ever happens in Montreal. Anyway, yeah. So Owens versus AJ for the U.S. title. AJ's the champion, so I don't see the upside here. You know, AJ should have won the title at the pay-per-view, but the last two matches had horrible finishes.
Yeah.
You know, like
I'm gonna say
Kevin Owens didn't even touch the referee, and he was blinded for some reason. The hell out of it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say AJ. I mean,
oh god,
why go back and forth with the belt just to give a rematch to AJ again next? No, just keep it on AJ.
Shane might screw AJ though,
and go with Kevin Owens.
Yeah, because they brought that past. I don't know, like they brought, like WWE has selective memory. Like whenever like somebody major's involved, they have a great memory. They'll show you like what you did 3 years ago, and they brought that whole thing up with Shane and AJ. So I don't know, like I see Owens winning this, man. Unfortunately, I see AJ getting screwed here. I hope I'm wrong.
I want AJ to win. I'm gonna go with AJ. He just won the belt. This hot potato win the belt is getting stupid already.
I just want to say for the record, I think Shane could turn on AJ, even though it wouldn't be turning because he was feuding with AJ. I don't know, but AJ I think might lose this one. I'm sorry. So the two main events: Jinder Mahal versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE title. Ah man,
and Nakamura can't even say WWE. Yeah. He says WW or double. That's how he referred the belt.
He spoke pretty good. He spoke pretty good.
He referred the belt to the double.
I thought he spoke pretty good, except for the ending part. He should not have done the ending.
Started singing.
No, and he was like, I forgot what he said, but he elongated the word at the end, and that was just not the right move because everybody thought the promo was over. And then he came back like,
and then Chris Hansen walked in.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Are you from Japan? Did you just say that? Did you just say something positive about your country? And that Anyway, there's only one or two things that's going to happen. Great Khali's going to help Mahal.
Yes, that's going to happen.
Because Mahal's not beating Nakamura clean. That's just not going to happen.
But he will beat him, though.
I fear that Nakamura is going to get this belt.
I hope not. That's a mistake.
I just think they're going to give something to the crowd.
Stupid.
That crowd's going to be very into Nakamura. I'm telling you. That crowd is going to be very pro Nakamura. And I think they're going to give it to the crowd for that night. That's just my feeling. I hope I'm wrong. I don't think it's the right time.
It's definitely not the right time. Not yet. Anyway.
I don't want to have it either, but
they gotta fix Nakamura's mistakes.
Mahal's not winning clean. That's just not going to happen. That's one thing that's not going to.
He's not for sure.
But I think they're going to give this to the crowd. That's what I think. So I'm going with Nakamura. They're going to give it to the crowd.
I think Jinder Mahal's going to win.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going with Jinder also.
Yeah.
Because they invested way too much in this whole Indian thing. So
I disagree with. I don't think that's going to be a reason.
Yeah, but that was the main reason that's the main reason why they put it.
But it hasn't done anything. It hasn't done anything.
Then they brought the Great Khali again because he's so well known over there. He's gonna beat. That's
my point. They had to bring Khali because it wasn't working.
Because it wasn't working. I told you because it wasn't working because of Randy Orton. That's why it wasn't working.
But what I'm saying is it wasn't working for the Indian reason. You could blame Randy Orton all you want, but it wasn't working. The point is, it wasn't working.
I will.
Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. So keeping the belt on the wall for that reason is not a reason. That's just not a reason.
Well, I still say Jinder is gonna beat him.
I really do hope you're right.
Yeah, I think Jinder's gonna win. It's weird because I'm gonna be there, so it'd be kind of cool to see Nakamura win the belt because I know that crowd's gonna explode. But I don't think it's the right time. That's all I'm saying.
Imagine the Barclays Center erupts in a chaotic moment where people start throwing shit at Jinder. It becomes the new hated.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it could happen. It could happen.
And then, of course, the main event. And by main event, this will be the last match. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe.
This match is going to be good.
This is the one thing that WWE has This is the one thing that they've done right. The way that they built this up. Strowman has emerged as a star. Roman is hated as ever. And Joe has been awesome. This has been a very well-constructed.
Can I tell you this? Samoa Joe has kept this shit more realistic in his promos than anybody else on that shit.
But don't you agree though that they built this the right way, all the way through?
They did, but I'm just saying the guy who really stood out to me in this whole thing, even on Monday, he cut the promos and he sounded so real. He made everything look more believable, it sound more believable. When you have Roman Reigns comes out there, he doesn't sound that believable. You hear a guy like Samoa Joe cutting a promo, that motherfucker makes it sound like they're really going to hit each other.
And what I like about it also is that Samoa Joe does not fear Brock. He's one of the very few guys that gets on the mic and gives it right to Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
But I think this has been one of the best builds in a long, long time, honestly. I really believe that. This has been incredible the way they have built this match. I actually care. I think that the crowd's going to be massively into it. They put a stipulation because of the internet rumors, even though Brock is under contract till April. So, again, the stipulation if Brock loses, he leaves, which probably was really smart to do because of the internet. But again, he's going to be at Royal Rumble and he's going to be at WrestleMania. Just let everybody know.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I think the September 24th, ironically, 9/24 pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's actually advertised for that. So
I think Brock is retaining.
Well, Brock, like I said before, Brock can't join the UFC yet. Anyways, he's still suspended, so he doesn't have to go yet.
All the way until July, by the way, that he could actually fight.
Right. So I mean, he still had. The thing is, he's gonna eventually leave because he's gonna have to train before.
Right.
So eventually, it's gonna come down to him.
It's an agreement already.
Yeah.
It's an agreement. But I agree with Brock's retaining the title.
Yeah. They just added that stipulation to get throw people off when he wins.
because of
more of a shock value. Yeah.
However, if let's just say for argument's sake that Brock doesn't retain, who would get the belt?
It should be Samoa Joe. Sorry.
Don't
give it to Braun. Don't give it to Braun because Braun doesn't need it yet. You just building this guy right now.
Yeah, I think it should be Samoa Joe for sure.
By the way, they have done a really good job of building him as a superstar.
Yeah. And really, honestly, do you think him having the title is going to make it any better? No, he's doing fine not having a title. You don't need to.
But WWE seems to have a hard on for him, so. And they don't, you know what I mean? Like that, Paul Heyman just buries Samoa. I don't know why.
I don't know why either. He does that a lot, but he likes Samoa Joe though.
I know. I don't understand why he keeps saying he's a fake Samoan and this and that. That's the only thing that confuses me a little bit. Unless Paul is going to join with Samoa Joe.
Could be. There's a possibility because he likes him a lot. Yeah. He likes him a lot.
He thinks of him like he did CM Punk.
Yeah.
Like that's a guy that should have had a break a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I agree. I think Samoa Joe has been amazing. I love the fact that when he got on the mic, he reminded Braun that he didn't win the match. You won the match.
It's exactly. It's the way he delivers it, man.
Yeah,
he really says it like he means it. Like this is exactly what it was. And Braun was just standing there like,
the last man standing. I was the one, that made you be the last man standing. Like it was good stuff, man. And by the way, I just want to say, I know people don't like this, but I love everything Brock Lesnar does. I think Brock Lesnar, the way he stood there with his arms behind his back, like, go ahead and do something. Like Brock has that aura. Like everybody was fighting each other and he was in the corner laughing. Like Brock just has like that. I'm putting my dick in the ring and my dick is bigger than yours.
Yeah.
Like he just has that thing about him.
Yeah.
Like he just feels like a superstar. Like I don't know. Like I just like everything that he does. I wish he was more involved, and I wish that they would change up, the whole ending of Raws, But I don't. WWE, they start Raw the same and they end Raw the same. The general manager comes out. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, and blah blah blah, and then superstar interrupts superstar. Like patterns, man, patterns. Just cut the patterns, make it different once in a while. But anyway, that's going to be
why I like New Japan. There you go.
Yeah, that's going to be a loud match, man. So anyway, that's SummerSlam. Thank you very much for listening to the podcast. We will be back in a couple of weeks, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like once every couple of weeks, I guess.
Yeah.
Because people were asking. But anyway, so yeah, that's SummerSlam. I'll be there. I'm going to take photos. I'll put it up on the group page.
Hey, and I might go there. You never know. I may just decide to pop up. I mean,
well,
if I can get
they have for sure for Raw and SmackDown, and they're gonna be there 4 days. So just in case.
Yeah. Okay.
I wish I could have went like for Raw or SmackDown, but anyway, that's basically it. The man who sleeps on the floor cannot possibly fall out of bed.
What does that mouth do?